on social media, so she likes, look, I know.
What's going on, social media socialites? I know today I'm late, guys. Listen to me. I am late. Better late than never. You understand? So, if you guys are watching this on the replay and you're watching this for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in. So, this is live. All right. Now, this is not a live lecture. This is actually live business consulting. So, if you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is e.DeanCole and I own e.DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm that specializes in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. That's what I do. That's who I am. Now, you're watching this. If you're watching this live, I want you to participate with me. You guys, who are subscribed to me, you guys know we hit 14,000 subscribers. So, round of applause for that, guys. So, let's go ahead and see. Before I get into this too tough, let me make sure my sound is good. Let me make sure I don't sound and look like a kung fu flick. Let me make sure that my sound is right, that I don't look like a kung fu flick. Let's see. It's a little bit kung fu-ish. It's a little kung fu-ish, but not too bad. Let's see. It's a little bit kung fu-ish. Yeah, it's a little bit kung fu-ish, but you know, it is what it is. I'm already late at this particular point. So if you're watching this on the replay, this is live business consulting, okay? I am actually sharing this with you guys because we hit 14,000 subscribers today. So I'm really excited about that. So I want you guys to make sure that you all hit that subscribe button so that you can participate, okay? Now, this is different, okay? So because you guys, shared our content and you commented with us and you participated with us, you guys that are watching on YouTube, you're actually going to see behind the veil of what I do every Tuesday. So if you can see right here, boom, I own DCFI Online, okay, which is an online learning institute. And in DCFI Online, what I do is I teach entrepreneurs, I mentor entrepreneurs, and I help them and I coach them to build business credit that's separate from their personal credit, as well as I teach them and I motivate them and I help them mold them to repair their own personal credit, okay? Every single Tuesday, all right? I'm going to show this to you guys. Every single Tuesday, we do coaching sessions, all right? We do coaching sessions inside the private Facebook group, and I'm going to allow you guys to see what that's like. So, if you've ever been in college before, and they have open house, is where you can kind of come and you can see, but you cannot participate in the class. That's what this is going to be like, okay? Now, a lot of my videos are very interactive. I still want you guys to participate with me, but with this, you guys are going to be like somewhat of a fly on the wall, okay? So you guys can participate with me. Now, if you're watching this on the replay and you want to see the comments will be below in the live chat, okay? So the best way to watch this is in the live chat. And I want you guys to participate with me as well before we get started on this. Let's go ahead and see who is all in the building. And let's go ahead and make sure you guys know how we do. Since we have 14,000 subscribers, you guys know how we do. I want you guys to make sure that you like and you share this, okay? You guys know how we do this. So right now we have 93 people watching, okay? We have 93 people watching live right now. All 93 of you guys, I need all 93 of you guys to hit that like button and hit that share button, okay? Now, on all of my other videos, it's very interactive. This, I want you to participate somewhat as well, but I'm going to be spending majority of my energy and my effort and my time with the clients that are enrolled into DCFI Online because this is their time. I'm just going to allow you guys to take a look and see what it is that we do every single Tuesday. So let me go ahead and do some shout outs. Let me open up the chat. Let's see who is the first person to comment. And if you're saying, Dean, I wanted to watch you live. I didn't know that you were live. Two things. Thing number one, you've seen me before. You've watched one of my videos before, but you did not subscribe. Or thing number two, you did subscribe, but you did not hit the bell. So it's very important that after you subscribe, that you hit that notification bell because that notification bell allows you to see this live, okay? So let's see who the first person in the building. The first person in the building was Shelton. Shelton Woomley was the first one to comment. Thanks so much, Shelton. I appreciate you. All of you guys hit that like button and that share button, okay? Hit that like and share button. Cheryl Jackson is in the building. Hey, Cheryl, how are you doing? Mario Caldwell is in the building, my moderator with that wrench. Hey, Mario, do not block out any trolls. Trolls helped us get to 14,000. They're going to help us get to 140,000. Yes, if they're being profane, if they're being vulgar, that's when block them. But if they're doing stupid stuff and being irritating, let them comment, because the more they comment, the more, we grow. All right, Mario. I appreciate you so much for being in the building. Keith is in the building. Hey, Keith is watching from Alabama. All right, guys, I'm not going to get into a lot of this. Like normally, I go live, and when I go live, normally I do that. But tonight, I'm not going to do that because I'm in business consulting mode. I'm not necessarily in a lecture mode, as well as I'm late. I'm late. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So I am going to share with you guys our private Facebook group. So in our private Facebook group, like I said, this is behind the veil. So we have a private Facebook group that is only for clients that are enrolled into DCFI Online. And I am going to, all right, make sure you guys can see me okay. Boom. We're good to go on that. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. Let's go. Okay. So as I mentioned, this is our private Facebook group. Okay. So we have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of content that's not seen anywhere. So every single Tuesday morning, I always do a post like this right here, where it says tonight, 9 p.m. Or I might switch it up and I might do this. Here's a Q&A right here. Every single Tuesday, I drop. And you'll see right here, some people are getting, look right here. Boom. Guys, I'm running late, but I'm on the way. Yep, setting up the live link right now. So you see, this is where we communicate in our private Facebook group. I'm not going to scroll too much because, lenders and information is going to get let out. So you guys can see approvals. And this is what another Q&A. So this is what we do every single Tuesday. All right, this is a trade line. Is that for the trade line? Yeah, that's for a trade line link. So this is what we have in our private Q&A. So you see this right here. This is one of our private Q&As that we do. We have hours and hours and hours of this. Let me show you guys what this looks like. But I'm about to jump into it, guys. Executives, thank you so much for your patience. I'm about to jump into it. So right here, you're not going to see any other content. All of our Q&As are available on the replay. All right. So right here, you're going to see hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of live videos. Now, this is not our course videos. This is just consulting, okay? All of these videos are just consulting. That we have tons of them. I'm not going to get into it right now. The reason why I'm doing this is because, like I said, a lot of people have been reaching out to me wanting to know what it is that we do. Let's go back to the main page. What it is that we do and what is in our private Facebook group and our executive lounge. All right, so this is what we do. All right, now I am going to, today we have a total of 30 questions. So we might not be on here too long. It depends on what the questions are. And what I do is I go through and I answer every last one of these questions. All right, so yes, you might not can't. Let me get back on. Let me get back on the screen. Let me get back on the screen. All right, hold on for a second. Let me get back on this screen right here, okay? Because this is very important. Yes, okay. You're not going to pick up the phone and call me, all right? I'm not going to be your best friend, okay? We're not going to be bosom buddies. I'm not going to date you. I'm not going to date your daughter. I'm not going to date your sister, okay? We're not going to go out and hang out. We're not going to do those things. I might or might not have cigars with you. I might or might not have drinks with you. Depends on what's going on. Depending on our live events. I said all that to say that I'm a CEO in real life, okay? Have a lot of things going on. At the same time, I do provide resources to you, okay? I provide that for you if you want to help yourself. I want to say this. So notice, this is live, all right? So we currently have over 900 clients enrolled into the course, right? But you saw that we only had 36 comments. The reason why is because a lot of people don't take their education as serious as they should. All right. Just being 100% honest with you. This is live. Like I said, I am not in entertainment mode. I'm not in lecture mode. I'm in consulting mode. And when I'm in consulting mode, I give it to your heart. I give it to you straight. I give it to you right. Because it's important for me to give this to you the best way that you can to make you the best version of yourself. So even if you are a client that's enrolled into the course and you guys are calling the office and you're saying like, oh, Dean doesn't do. No, listen, I show up for the people that need to show up. And I assure you that majority of the people that are having the most success in my course are some of the people that are making the same comments, okay? So I wanted to share this with you guys for multiple reasons. Thing number one, I want to show you what it's like real deal Holyfield. Thing number two, I want to show you that yes, you're enrolled into my course. You're guaranteed 20,000 in business credit that's separate from your personal credit. Yes, you're going to get the free course that teaches you how to repair and restore your personal credit and how to do a free credit sweep and all of the other stuff, credit score jump 100, 200 points. Yes, you have access to it all. However, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. So that means that I am making myself available. And I know that this particular time I'm later than normal, but that this post has been up all day. At 9 o'clock, when we first start looking at our analytics, at 9 o'clock, when we first start taking our calls, at 9 o'clock, when we first start looking at our social media marketing for the day, we drop this post. If you go back, okay, let's go back to this. Give me a second, guys. Let's go this. Come on, mouse, don't do this to me. There we go. So let's go back to this. Now, this is live, okay? So now, one, if you say, well, hurry up and get to the point. I clicked on this video to get free consulting. Listen, you sleep. You need to stay woke. I'm already giving you free consulting right now, all right? Stay woke. If you wait for me to get started, you late. You late. I'm already started. That's thing number one. Thing number two, well, I want to know how to build business credit. Shut up, all right? Fast forward if you need to. Leave your nasty comment. Make sure you give me a thumbs down and then still watch the content because this is what happens on YouTube. So nevertheless, I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to show you guys. Now, once again, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So I want to share this with you guys. Look right here. Let's go back to this. All right. This is let's go back. Come on, mouse. Let's go back. So this is the one from today. You see this 11 hours. You see this? 13 hours, 13 hours. All right. This says this was posted 13 hours ago. So every single Tuesday morning, this is where you go to make sure. And look, this is what it says. It says right here. It says, good morning, executives. Tonight is our live Q&A consulting session. Ask your questions here, capital HERE, okay, to guarantee that you get the help that you need, all right? The reason why I'm doing this, guys, and I'm wanting to share this with you guys, because listen, I'm teaching. I'm already teaching right now, and I'm teaching truth to power. If you wait for me to teach, like I said, I'm already teaching. It's important that you position yourself. It's important that you make sure that you are available. Listen, this is not Burger King. This is the United States of America. You cannot have it your way. If you position yourself, you will be successful, okay? So I want to use this as an opportunity to teach for this very reason. Now, I am much obliged to only answer 36 questions and to give this consulting to the faithful, to the faithful to show up. At the same time, I just want to show this because there has been some people making videos about me, some people making comments, people saying, oh, Dean doesn't do what he says he's going to do. No, that's not true. I do exactly what I say I'm going to do. However, I do it in a way that allows me to help you. The reason why is because when we do live Q&As, and for people that don't do live lectures and don't do live Q&As, they might not know this. And I know you're like, Dean, hurry up and get to the point. Listen, the entire video is the point. So for individuals who don't do live lectures and live Q&As, you only focus on your interaction. But when we are in front of thousands and hundreds, then the comments, they're kind of sporadic, and people, when they ask questions, they don't always ask them in complete sentences. So this is going to allow me to really give the best value because I'm held to a higher standard. Like, I'm not just a regular YouTuber that read a book that figured out a hack. I'm actually a business consultant that has licenses where I'm bound by the words that I speak. Just like how Floyd Money Mayweather cannot go and fight anyone. If he goes and fights somebody on the street, that is assault with a deadly weapon because he's registered as a professional fighter. Because I am a professional business consultant, I am bound by the words that I say. I am bound by what I provide. So that's the reason why my videos are so long and lengthy. That's the reason why my information is so detailed. Even though I'm on a public forum, which is YouTube and social media, I'm still a business professional, and I have to provide to that level because I have E&O insurance, because I have my NMLS ID, because I am a loan originator. Even though I'm a business consultant, I am bound by that. to help you guys to understand, to bring it closer to home, the situation with Shopify. Shopify just recently took a lot of people off their playlist because of their regulations and their guidelines for how they want to promote people according to conduct. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I don't work for anybody but myself and Jehovah God. Praise God for that. At the same time, because I am a professional, like I said, I'm not somebody that's doing this as a hobby. I'm not somebody that does YouTube that doesn't have any consequences or repercussions for misinformation. I have tremendous amount of consequences and repercussion because I have that errors and omission. So if you guys understand this, okay, I know this is lengthy, but if you guys understand this, I want you to say, got it. 2 words, got it. Now, normally I would bring your comments on the screen for everyone that's watching on YouTube. But like I said, I want to focus specifically on my clients, but I'm going to use this as an opportunity to teach, especially because of some of the things that, has recently been happening. And, my reputation is very important to me. I'm not going to lie to you at all. I play 0 games when it comes to my reputation because I'm very transparent. I face a lot of adversity as an African-American business consultant. I face a lot of adversity as a flashy, unapologetic, woke African-American business consultant. So I'm held to a higher standard than the average person is held to. And I know that. You understand what I'm saying? My shoulders are big for that. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I am made for this. At the same time, because I'm made for it, I know that I have to put on the full armor of God, as well as provide the best, I apologize, somebody just emailed me, as well as provide the best quality and service because I am fighting against mainstream America. I'm fighting against jealous trolls. I'm fighting against mediocrity. I'm fighting against my self-limiting beliefs because I still have this flesh and blood on me. Even though I might empower you and I might inspire you and I might educate you and I might motivate you, I am still a bag of bones. I am the God of this world, of my world. At the same time, I still fight the same things you do. So that being said, I have to go above and beyond to provide the service. Just being 100% honest with you guys. Like I said, I am in consulting mode, so I'm gonna get to you all. I'm gonna get to you all the way straight. Thank you so much for participating. All right, so let's see who's participating. All right, Junior Ube says, okay, we get it. Thank you so much for that, Junior. All right, Alex Express, who's a moderator, he says he got it. Roderick Sharp, who is a moderator, says he got it. And Roderick, I saw your question earlier. Fresh Air Brown says he got it. Thank you for participating. Everlasting Glow says, got it. Appreciate your videos. I appreciate you so much for that, Everlasting Glow. Great name, by the way. All right, Jeremy King says he got it. Thank you for participating. Ray David is in the building. Hey, Ray, I need to make you a moderator. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Let me make Ray a moderator. Add moderator. Boom, Ray, you got that wrench. You're a moderator. Thank you for your support, and thank you for participating, and thank you for letting me know you got it. All right, got it. Okay, you guys got it. Okay, awesome. So let me go ahead and get into this right now. So before we get into it too tough, we have 128 people watching, and we only have 46 thumbs up. Do I really have that many haters? Come on, these analytics can't be that, right? Okay, we now have 127 people watching, and we have 63 thumbs up. So let's let those thumbs up match the people that are watching, okay? Don't just look at me, look upon me. I want you to participate with this. So let's go ahead and get into this. So let's switch back over here, and let's get into this. All right, so the very first question. So every single Tuesday, like I mentioned, every single Tuesday, we do this every single Tuesday. If you can't schedule a one-on-one consultation with me or our consultation with me, this is this time. All right. Now I'm going to show you what we do every single Tuesday. Okay. So we're doing this every single Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get into this. Boom, boom. All right. We have 38 questions now. Okay. 38 comments. So that means some of you guys that are watching, jumped on the comments. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. Boom. Now, some of these questions, I did look at all of these questions, and a lot of these questions are pretty good. Just good old consulting, and I'm cool about that. And I want to make sure that if there is something that is sensitive, because we are on the public forum of YouTube, I might not answer it, but I will. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to come privately in the Facebook group, and I will answer your question specifically, okay? So Charles is the first one to ask a question. So Charles says, how do I check to see how many vendors and which vendors are reporting I use a lot of different ones, but have learned a few don't report anymore. Charles. Okay, Charles. So thanks so much for that, Charles. Great question. All right, Charles. Now to answer your question, um, we suggest that you use our reporting system that we suggest, which is NAV. If you go into the course, into your lessons, there's a section that says numbers don't lie. In that section that says numbers don't lie, it'll take you to a link over to the credit monitoring service, and it'll allow you to see exactly, who's reporting, how individuals are reporting, as well as Experian Business does a good job as well. And I have a coupon code for Experian Business. And one other thing, before I get started too tough, I already know somebody asked for the 609 letter, and I need to drop that in the group. You know what? I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. So I'm gonna drop that into the group. I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. So somebody asked for a letter version, and I'm gonna drop that tonight live. Okay. So to answer your question, I don't know if you guys can see clearly, or you can see this or not, but can you guys see this or not? So let me know. Can you see? Is it too fuzzy or can you see it? Let me know. Archie gave me the thumbs up. Archie, can you see this? Let me know if you guys can see the screen, or is it just me, or is it blurry? Let's see, how is the screen looking? I don't know what I can do to make it look better. If anything, okay, it looks pretty. Okay, it looks pretty good on the screen. Okay, it looks good on my on computer screen. Yes, you can see it. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. Sweet Supreme says that she can see it. Vaughn says no, it's blurry. All right, I am Sugar Shar says we can see it. Thank you so much. All right, Trucker Brown. TB is in the building. What's up, TB? Trucker Brown says I can see it. All right, A Brown looks okay. Okay, good stuff. All right, good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so the very first question, Charles, I suggest that you use the company who we have the relationship with this NAV, and there's a link in the course that'll take you to NAV. You'll get a discount, and you will be able to get your reporting there. And also, I do have a discount for Experian Business as well for the individuals that want a more detailed, in-depth view of their credit monitoring. I do have a link for Experian Business, and I'm sorry, not a link, but a code, and I'm going to drop that in the Facebook group tomorrow. All right. So today is Tuesday. So on Wednesday, no later than 11 o'clock. a.m. Central Standard Time. Look for the Experian Business link in the private Facebook group, and I'm going to have it there. Okay. All right. So the next question is from Aaron Jackson. Says, "What's good?" I'm tripping. It doesn't say what's good. It says what's going on. Lord have mercy. So Aaron says, "What's going on, my man?" So when you say you need 5 to 10 trade lines reporting to reach tier 2, do you mean 5-10 different vendor accounts or 5-10 payment experiences? Because I have my 80 Paydex, but I don't have 10 vendor accounts. I currently have Quill, Uline, Granger, Strategic Network Solutions, but well over 5 payments between the 4 accounts. So this is a very good question, Aaron. Let me come back on the screen for that one. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and I'm going to answer that question for you, Aaron. So, Aaron, to answer your question, now for all of you guys that might not know, now remember, this is for my clients that are enrolled in DCFI Online. This DCFI Online is an online learning institution that walks you step by step. So I teach you underwriting guidelines. I teach you what you need to do, what you need to have in order to get approved for certain funding in order to be able to get business credit that is separate from your personal credit. So, Aaron, to answer that question, I'm talking about 5 to 10 different accounts specifically. If you look on that list, if you look on the name of the lesson is tier two credit. On the lesson, tier 2 credit, and you're watching the video, you'll see where I'm teaching that each lender has their own separate guidelines. Okay. So prime example, what can I use? What can I use? You guys know I'm very pedagogical. I like to use, here we go. Prime example, very pedagogical. Okay, boom. So you see right here, Mevo. Mevo is phenomenal. Mevo is a 7K, 4K, high definition. This is like something from Thanos. This is like the best, the coolest, the most dopest, small, high tech camera that you can get on Earth for live streaming, the Mevo. All right. However, Mevo is completely separate from Apple. Okay, you guys see I have the Apple. So even though they both have similar things, even though they both have cameras and they're both really cool companies, Mevo, the guidelines to work the Mevo are separate from the guidelines to work with your Apple computer. I mean, Apple iPhone. Okay. So that being said, every single lender is different. A lot of the lenders are the same. A lot of them are very similar. However, every single lender is different. And in that course, I give you a list of all of the lenders that you can go to that's giving you funding for a startup fund that's giving you funding for a startup business. If you're at the section for tier 2, that means that you're knocking at 50 to 75,000, okay? And these different lenders have different requirements. And if you look on the video and then look at the course notes under the video, Aaron, you're going to see each lender what it is that they need. Some need 6 payment experiences, some need 5, not payment experiences, accounts. Some need 10, depending on who they are. And so there's a section that talks about how to leverage for tier 2, meaning that, all right, you might have a total of 5 accounts on tier 1, but in order to get to, some of the Visa, MasterCard, credit cards that I provide in the list, you need to have a total of 7 payment experiences. So what do? You go to some of the other resources that only require maybe 5 or 6. I think there's a total of 30 of them. So there's a full list of 30 different vendors and 30 different credit card companies and 30 different store companies that are going to give you credit as a brand new business when you follow the steps. So you leverage that, okay? So even though you probably come to the course with resources, you can't just jump out there. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why the course walks you step by step. That's the reason why we kept that part of the course separate for a long time, because people were just jumping out there, getting denied, messing up our 98% approval rating. I was like, no, we need to restructure this. You understand me? Yeah, I understand that I do YouTube, and yeah, I understand I have a money back guarantee, but we need to structure some things, and we need to change some things around, because y'all not going to run me down because you're hard-headed. So that being said, that's why we had to restructure some of the things in the course to make sure that a lot of the real juicy, pertinent stuff we put in the executive coaching, because we needed to make sure without any equivocations that you met certain criteria in order for you to get to some of those lenders. Because guess what? I'm not somebody that's just sitting on the couch that read a book. My livelihood is at stake because of my approval rating, my originator ID. They look and see how I'm performing. That's how we're able to get certain things that we get when you're enrolled into the course. You guys understand that, I'm always talking about new companies that want to give you guys funding, or new companies that want to give you guys credit. And that's based on my originator ID. That's based on our projections. So I said all of that to say that, yes, I'm talking about actual accounts, not payment experiences. So that's why there's a list of 30 of them. All right, in tier 2, not just in tier 1. I have a list in tier 1. There's a list of 20. In tier 3, there's a list of 30. So pick and choose to utilize the ones that are best for you so that you can leverage that. All right, so let's get back to it. I know that was a long-winded answer, but that's what we do on Tuesdays. Like I said, guys, we are here on Tuesdays. So let's get back to it where I left off at. All right, let's get back where I left off at. And I need to figure out what I need to do so that this will stay open. Let me see if I can figure this out. Now, if you guys understood what I'm coming from, and you guys understood how I explained this to Aaron, I want you to say got it, okay? If you guys understand, matter of fact, yeah, say got it. Even in the comments, I want you guys to say got it, all right? I know that you guys are not participating. I want you guys to say got it. All right, so Big, the realist says 100% so real, true to the game, this black. Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Roderick Sharp. Thank you so much, Master Pearson, Blaze C. Thank you for that. I'm Sugar. Thank you so much for that. Got it. Okay, Miss Jackson 420 says got it. Thank you so much for that. Cool. Got it. Good stuff. Okay, good stuff. So let me see how I can. Let me look at my properties. Shut down source when not visible. No, I want to leave it open. I don't want to shut it down when it's not visible because I'm going back and forth. All right, let's try this. We'll see. Let's see if this helps. All right, guys. Once again, this is live. All right. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. All right. So let's get back to the questions. All right. All right. It's 40 now. Okay. So more of the clients that are watching live are asking their questions. Okay. All right. That's the link for people that are watching in the group for them to come on. All right. So I answered Charles' question. The next question is from Aaron. Answer Aaron's question. All right. So the next one is Clarissa. Clarissa says, "Hello, Dean. Do you sell trade lines for the business? And if so, how much? How much is the cost?" All right, Gregory says, "Dean doesn't respond. I have trade lines." Well, George A. Dorsey is no longer going to be able to be in our course. This is live because we have a non-compete clause. You understand me? Dang, George. All right. So let's go ahead and, get George up out of here. So George, thank you so much for that. This is live, guys. So let's bring it back over to this. Let's bring it back over this. All right. This is a prime example. All right. This is live, and this is a prime example of why I'm so leery at giving out free content and making everything that I do, open to the public. All right. So prime example. I'm not saying that George Dorsey is a wannabe. I don't know. All right. But I do know that within DCFI Online, we have a non-compete clause. When you enroll into my course, you're enrolling to my course as a business owner that wants to start their own hair salon, trucking company, at-home healthcare, insurance services, law firms, doctors. I'm thinking of all the clients that we have, accounting firms, all 1 million businesses that you can start besides one. I repeat, under no circumstances. I know I'm the big homie. I know that I have 20 years of experience. I know that I'm the realist and nobody else is doing it like me. But you cannot, I repeat, you cannot come into my course and try to reproduce and sell. And we had so many people that have tried to be credit repairing and gurus and all this other stuff to come into the course so that they can learn from me and then try to peddle things. And I don't know that George is doing that, but I do know that I've been doing this for long enough to, if it's, you scratch a lie, you find a thief. And I'm not saying that he's lying, and I'm not saying that he's a thief. But what I am saying is that 9 times out of 10, he's not presenting himself as a business consultant that does this in real life. Like I said, and guys that are watching this, y'all need to stay woke. I'm about to do it. George, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I'm about to do this. I am about to do this. Y'all need to stay woke. So let's y'all need to stay woke. All right. Let me see why y'all need to stay woke. Okay. So let's do this. All right. Now I don't mean to be. Now this is live, guys. Okay. This is live, and I don't mean to be negative by any stretch of the imagination. At the same time, if I'm going to teach and I'm going to teach truth to power, let's go ahead and look at this. Okay. Let's look at this. So George A. Dorsey. Let's look at George A. Dorsey. Let's look at Mr. Dorsey. So Mr. Dorsey right here, nothing about Mr. Dorsey says business or business consultant. And I don't mean to be negative, and I don't mean to be condescending. I don't mean to be, negative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. This right here, nothing about him says I can buy a business trade line from him. Nothing about this man right here says professionalism. Nothing about him right here says I need to trust him with getting business, business credit or funding. Nothing about him. Just being 100% honest. And so, George, if you wanted a mentorship, I'm about to give you some opportunity. You only got one chance to make a first impression. And my first impression of you is that you are not You're not presenting yourself in a very professional manner. Okay, I'm just saying. I understand that this is social media, and yes, in social media you can do the things that you want to do, but nothing about him, basically says, okay, this is somebody I want to do business with. Now I see here that he has his business linked over here to the side. Now I'm just doing this as an opportunity, guys. Okay, now I'm just doing this as an opportunity to teach. So we say he's the CEO and founder of this business, which is at Fall LLC. So he's the CEO and founder of At Fall LLC, and there's nothing here. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So I said all of that to say this, and I'm not trying to be negative. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just using this as an opportunity to teach guys because this type of stuff happens all the time. All the time. Now we have, like I said, we have over 1,000 people enroll into the course. My hopes and dreams and aspirations is to help the stay-at-home mom that is doing the best that she can to help things get together, to help her clothing brand get off the ground. My hope and dream is that young boy that is great at buying low and selling high and scraping crack off the pot. If he can do that with crack cocaine that can put him behind bars and he making penitentiary chances, I want him to do the exact same thing with cars, buy cars low, fix them up and sell them high. I said all of that to say that my goal is not to try to teach somebody how to be a scammer. My goal is not to try to teach somebody how to be a business consultant. And yes, I do this in real life. This is what I do. You understand what I'm saying? I've been doing it for 20 some odd years. And I'm not saying this to be negative, but this really irritates me and it frustrates me. And the reason why it frustrates me is because if you are a business development consultant and you are a business coach and if you are credit repair and all the other stuff, why are you in my course then? Why are you in my course to learn how to build credit for your own business? I should let you guys see my inbox right now. I get so many of them. And I turn them down. I turn them down and I give out refunds in a heartbeat. You hear me? Because that is not what this is. Once I feel like maybe after I get married, maybe after I have a couple more number one best-selling books, and all I do is speak, and I'm not originating loans anymore, and I'm not, then I might have a course that will teach people how to be consultants, to teach them what they need to do. I know what I know because of me being taught, not by a big homie, not by reading a book. Yes, Think and Grow Rich was a phenomenal book. Yes, Rich Dad Poor Dad was a phenomenal book. Yes, The Law of Attraction is phenomenal with The Secret. I've read these books. Yes, they're great, but they're not going to teach you the specificity and the practicality of how you're able to do and build business the right way. Like I said, and this is the thing, guys. And crazy thing about it is that people will go to people like George A. Dorsey and try to buy a trade line, don't know what the heck is going on, then turn around. They'll spend like $3,000 up front with him. Turn around and come to me like, Dean, I should have gotten to your program in the first place. Now, if you guys, and I'm telling you right now, you know someone, and I want you guys to be honest, even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you guys to be honest. I want you to look at the comments below. And clients that are enrolled into the course, thank you so much for your patience as I deal with this. But like I said, if you have been scammed or know someone that has been scammed or know someone that claims to be a business professional, or like Steve Harvey says, nothing about you says computer or school. For all of my 80s babies that understand the king of company, they know that. If you guys know somebody like that, I want you to say know them. All right. And if it's you, and if you're transparent enough and you're honest enough, I want you to say ouch if you've ever been scammed or you've ever been done wrong before. Now, this is the reason why this is important. Now, I get it. I understand. When someone doesn't know, people perish for lack of knowledge. I get it. If you are in a marginalized situation and you don't know anybody and you're grasping for straws and you try to go to the person that seems the most legit, at the same time, a lot of them are not legit. I get that. At the same time, you have access to YouTube. You have access to me. You have access to a lot of other people. I prefer, if you don't want to go to me, go to Ty Crandall. Okay? Go to Credit Suite. Go to Jay Morrison. Who else would I recommend? Who else would I recommend besides myself? The only people that I know that's true to the game, you know what I'm saying, that's real about what they do, who is a professional, who I would recommend besides myself. Those are the only few people that Jay and Ty are the only two people besides myself that I feel confident putting my stamp of approval behind. Just being 100% honest. You understand? I know, and everybody don't like my flair, my savoir faire. I get that. I understand that everything ain't for everybody. So if you don't like my style, my flair, my savoir faire, if you don't like it, that's cool. I suggest that you go to somebody that's reputable. Okay. So let's look at these comments, guys. So I want you guys to, if you know somebody, I want you to say know them, okay? So if you know someone, I want you guys to participate with me, okay? If you know, I want you to participate with me, okay? And so this is what happens, okay? All right. So Natasha says know them. All right. Look at all these people that says know them, okay? Daniel Moody says know them. Master Pearson says know them. Alex says know them. Jeremy King says know them. Tim Gordon says know them. All right. Edward Hicks says ouch because he was scammed by somebody. Thank you for being transparent. I appreciate that. George Dorsey, am I calling you a scammer? No, George, I'm not calling you a scammer at all. I'm going off of what I see. I'm not saying that you are a scammer. I'm going off of what I see, and I'm using this as an opportunity to teach. I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking, George. If you know how to get business trade lines and business funding, and you know that my course has a non-compete clause, why are you in my course, George? And why is it that you're providing trade lines to somebody else, but you're not for yourself? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you are a scammer, George, and I'm glad that you're watching live. At the same time, I'm using this as an opportunity to teach. You know good and doggone well, George, that my course has a non-compete clause. You know good and doggone well, George, you don't see all of my videos, and I've explained without any equivocations that my course is a non-compete clause, that I'm not teaching you how to repair credit. I'm not teaching you how to do what I do. And people say, oh, well, I just want to learn. No, you a lie, you a link, and your breath stink. No, you're trying to come up. And I talk about this all the time. And I know, George, you might not think, oh, well, I'm not doing anything harmful. That's because you don't have the licenses, because you don't, you understand what I'm saying? The same, you're not held to the same standard. So I'm saying all of that to say this, George. No, I'm not saying you're a scammer because I don't know. And I've said that 3 times already, but I'm going off of first appearances. And so that's why I'm saying, like, come on with the game, George. But thank you so much for participating. So Archie says, ouch. So T. Lucas says, ouch. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being transparent. All right. Rosilla says, know them. All right. Refer to my testimonial on the phone. LOL. Refer to your testimonial on the phone. Passive Income Trucker. Yes. So Passive Income Trucker has a video that's about to drop, guys. Today is Tuesday. Your video is going to be up on Thursday, Passive Income Trucker. And in his video, he has accumulated close to 70,000 in bankruptcy. And I have a full video testimonial that he did. And we finished the edits. I went over the edits. The video sounds good. The audio sounds good. I think you're going to like the artwork that we used, Scott. But nevertheless, and he tells his story, okay, through the course. But nevertheless, all right. So you see all of that. I want to see some other people that's bold enough to say, ouch. All right. So George says, go to my other page, a new start at credit. So George, if I go to your other page, a new start at credit, why are you enrolled into DCFI online? If you are a credit specialist, George, and you are a credit expert, why on earth are you enrolled into DCFI online? Help me to understand, George. When you know that I do not allow people that, and it says it plain and clear. Why is it on earth are you in DCFI online and you claim to be a credit expert or you claim to be a credit specialist? Why are you in DCFI online? And you know I'm this close and this tight with the course. I'm not somebody like Bruce, not Bruce. What's my man's name? Brian Boyce Watkins. I'm not just a face of a business, but this is a legit, real, live business. Matter of fact, George, I think we actually did a consultation not too long ago. We did a consultation not too long ago, and this is the thing that I don't understand. You know, without a shadow of a doubt and without any equivocations, the rules to be enrolled into my course. You know that. You know it. So but the cool thing about it is that Jehovah God always allows situations like this to happen to protect myself. So yes, and so all of the clients that are enrolled in the DCFI online, you're able to see, okay, you guys are able to see this is what it's like. I got about 15 George Dorseys in my inbox right now. They say, oh, Dean, you the big homie, come mentor me. Sure, I'll mentor you. What is it that you want to do? Oh, I want to know how to do what you do. Okay. You want to know how to have over 20 years of underwriting experience and banking and finance? You want to learn how to do all of that? Like, no, but I want to help people. Okay, if you want to help people, start off by helping yourself and getting your own business together. And then when the time comes, I think after I create the nonprofit, the 501c3, is when I'll do some coaching for people that want, because I understand people want to help. But at the same time, there's so many people that are run amok, so many people that are run astray. And the thing that irritates the black off my back in the African American community, we prey on each other. And I'm not saying George is being malicious to other people. He's being malicious to me because he's stealing my content, my intellectual property. But to all of his clients that he's helping, he looks at it probably as, oh, well, I'm going to go and get an education, and I'm going to get continuing education to help you guys. Because I have clients, I have people all the time that say, oh, well, Dean, do you have an affiliate program like Ty Lopez and Ty Crandall? Because you can pay Ty Crandall $5,000 and he allows you to resell his product. I've been accused of reselling. I've been accused of being a reseller of Ty Crandall. My course is not Credit Suites. Even though I do have a background where, he did try to hire me before I stepped out on faith because of my years of experience. And he was one of the ones that helped me to realize that I should be successful. He didn't encourage me to do it myself, no, but he tried really, really hard to hire me. And I was like, well, why are you trying so hard to hire me? Understand? I mean, I'm not talking down to Ty at all. I think Ty is phenomenal. He's smart. He's sharp. I think Ty is great. Ty provides a phenomenal service. Ty has a group of consultants in office that will call you. He's great, great. I mean, Ty is very, very good. I admire Ty at all. I'm not talking down on Ty at all. I said all of that to say this. That course is designed that way, and it's priced at $5,000 for that purpose and for that reason. Okay, not the participants course, not this course. No, it's no. You're not. This $100 a month or $1,200 for the year is designed to help the individual who is a trucker or who is a chiropractor or who is a boutique owner or who is a school teacher or who's a student, to help them start and grow their own business, not how to steal intellectual property from other people. So I got completely derailed, and this is live. Okay, so this is live 100%. So I said all of that to say this. So this is the reason why we kept certain content back from certain individuals, because I thought that we got all the wannabes and pretend to bees and all of that other stuff out, but you guys see what it is. So let's get back to it, because I jumped all the way back on. Let me get all the way back on track. All right, awesome, George. You got 5 people to join this course. Great, George. I'm glad that you got 5 people to enroll into the course. I appreciate it tremendously, George. But at the same time, you being a credit specialist and you being a credit guru, and now it helps me to understand, because we had a meeting, because there was a young lady that called the office, and she called the office and said that she paid somebody to fix her credit. And I'm not saying this is you. And Patricia, if you're watching this, I mean, you can help me to understand this. And like I said, all of our calls are recorded. And she was saying, well, one of your students is repairing my credit, and they told me to enroll into the course. And the phone call is recorded. And the person is saying, and so we said, well, we don't teach people how to repair credit, and we don't do it for you. And so then the woman who did decide to roll into the course says, well, I don't like how they're doing things, and I want to do it myself. And I paid them to repair my credit, and they're your student. We have the recorded phone call. Okay. We have the recorded phone call. So I'm not saying that this is your situation, George, but nevertheless, I've explained it. I've explained it a myriad of times, that we do not teach you how to do what it is that we do, because it takes so much to do what it is that we do. Unless you are doing this full time, unless you have put in the 40 hours, unless you have time originating loans, unless you get the updates. Like, how in the world can you call yourself? I'm not saying that you're not, okay? Because I don't know, George. But for every individual that's watching this, how can you call yourself a credit specialist, and how can you call yourself a business consultant or business coach, and you don't even get updates from the banking and finance? Like, you're not on anybody's contact list. You don't have an account executive or representative contacting you, letting you know when things change. Like, how in the world is that possible? But hey, we are in the day and age of, hey, I want to be a CEO and I want to be a boss, so I'll take pictures with money and I'll go ahead and say that I'm that. But when you're dealing with, rules and guidelines, and when you're dealing with people's livelihoods, and I think the other thing about it too is that you guys see your credit. Imagine what it's like for me, that I see thousands and hundreds. I had a consultation with a young lady, broke my heart, broke my heart. I had a consultation with her yesterday. She begged to have a consultation with me because some specialists created her business, and I'm going to make your business so that you don't have to worry about taxes. Guess how she made her business to the point where she didn't have to worry about taxes? The person put her husband as the owner of the business. So she put all this blood, sweat, and tears, and she not nowhere on no articles of organization, no articles of incorporation. She almost broke down crying, and I felt so bad for her. Two businesses because somebody thought they knew what they were doing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see it. Like George. How can you say, "Oh, I want to be a doctor"? So guess what? I'm going to put on a white coat and I'm going to, like Dr. Mordecai, the young boy who pretended to be a doctor. I'm going to put on this coat, and when I put on this coat, I'm gonna read half of the first set of books, not even the entire set of books, but I'm gonna read half. I'm gonna read half of the first set of books that's gonna teach me how to be a doctor, and so I'm gonna be a doctor now. And now you need to pay me because I'm going to do surgery on you because I want to be a doctor. That's not how that works. And that's the thing that really bothers me as a professional that has to clean up so many people's mistakes. And it bothers me because this is a prime example. Why on earth, if the young lady, so to answer your question, yes, we do have trade lines to purchase for business. Yes, we do. We do have that available from reputable sources that have been vetted. So to answer the question, yes. But so this is what I'm saying. Once again, this is the reason why, and I want to show this as opportunity. And if you guys want to see George Dorsey's comments, if you're watching this on the replay, it's below. And I'm not trying to throw shade, George, but you're all out of bounds. You dead wrong. George, you're dead wrong because without a shadow of a doubt, without any equivocations, that's how my course is set up. That's how it is. And I understand that you mean well, and I understand that you want to help people. And I get that. I know what I do looks sexy and it seems sexy and it feels good, but you don't understand the weight that I have. Oh my gosh. You guys, I had this young lady. She was furious. She wanted to literally shoot someone. I had to talk her out of not shooting a person. She bought trade lines for herself for somebody that had rolling 120s. What rolling 120 is they have 120-day lates. So she gave this person like $750. And I understand desperate people do desperate things. And when you're in despair, listen, some people make the worst decisions. All of my clients that watched me live last week know that I had to have a very strong come to Jesus moment with a young lady that wanted to purchase a home. And I said all of that to say that I understand that when you're in desperate situations, your creativity get to going. Don't trust somebody that's not reputable. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying George Dorsey could be. George Dorsey could be reputable. I don't know. But to me, why on earth would you be in my course trying to learn and have consultation? Like this just went all off track, guys. Let me get back on track, guys. Oh my gosh, let me get back on track. Let me get back on track. But you guys understand what I'm saying. So let me get back on track, guys. Lord have mercy on my soul. Let me get back on track. Let me get back on. All right, so it did not save the spot. So let's just go back to this. So let's just get back to this. Okay. So back to what I'm saying. Let's just get back on. I can do an entire whole live about fakers and perpetrators and all the other good stuff and jack of all trades and masters of none. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So let's get back to this. All right. Boom, 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 boom. And I got people making videos about me, exposing me, exposing me for being a professional. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this. So, all right. So that's that. Um, oh, here's another one. Wow. If Dean doesn't answer, Nika Rowe. Wow. Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. If Dean don't answer, Lord have mercy on my soul. Y'all are watching this live. Lord have mercy on my soul. If Dean don't answer, I can. All right. Lord have mercy on my soul. All right, let's get to this. Let me go ahead and handle this real quick first. If Dean don't answer, I can answer. Let's do this real quick. If Dean don't answer, I can. Lord have mercy on my soul. If Dean don't answer, I can. This is live, guys. If Dean don't answer, I can. Let's go on and do this real quick. Just get this. Go ahead and get this boy up out of here. Real quick, fast and in a hurry. If Dean don't do it, I can. Let's go on and do this real quick. Fast and in a hurry. Let's delete. This is live, guys. So you hear me? Let's go on and do this real quick. So George, you know right now, if you didn't know, you are now removed from the group, and we'll process whatever type of refund we need to process for you. Okay, buddy? Thank you so much for that, George. Thank you so much for your time, sir. This is live, okay? All right, let's get back to it. Okay. If Dean can, I can. All right. So, all right. All right. So the next question is from Dominic. Dominic says, I want to purchase authorized users for personal credit. Who do I speak to about that? All right. So, Dominic, if you want to purchase authorized users, we have a list of approved authorized users in the 720 FICO coaching. The last section of the 720 FICO coaching, you have to be logged into the course. And once you are logged into the course, then you will be able to go and you'll be able to go and go to the trade line list there. So our trade line list is updated every single 30 days because trade lines are only good for 30 days. All right. And once they're updated in 30 days, then you will be able to see most of the trade lines have 3 or 4 slots available. So that's how that will go. Yep, we live. All right. So Adrian says that I have to make one example. Help me understand what I mean by when you say that I need to make one example. All right, George says that's cool. He'll take a refund. Okay, awesome, George. We're going to go ahead and look into that. Thank you very much for that, Alex Express. Is the course step by step, Daniel? Yes, Daniel Moody. The course is step by step. All right. So Dante Dodge says that's a fact. Why you promoting? You have trade lines. Dean is right. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. George Dorsey looking for the come up Dean's coin. Real talk. Listen, I get to you all the way straight. I'm gonna get to you all the way straight. No chaser. Who said that? Archie said that. All right. So so one of my moderators, do me a favor. Go ahead and let's get George Dorsey. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get George Dorsey up out of here as well. Let me go ahead and put him in timeout. Boom. There we go. All right, so we good to go. George Dorsey is timed out. All right, and if you guys are watching this on the replay, you can look at the comments live so you can see this happening live, guys. This is live. We live. All right, so next question. So, Dominique, yes. So, to answer your question, Dominique, yes. So, we have vetted, trusted resources of individuals that do have their own, not farmed, not resold, but their own actual legitimate trade lines that are available. The way that you get there is you go to the 720 FICO coaching. And in the 720 FICO coaching, the very last lesson in the 720 FICO coaching will give you access to that. You have to go through those, steps. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to check that George Dorsey did sign the non-compete clause. So by him signing that non-compete clause through the course, I'm pretty sure that that's going to eradicate him of receiving any refund. But I will gladly send you your refund, Mr. Dorsey. Um, but 9 times out of 10, as I think about it, I'm pretty sure you signed that non-compete clause, which is what you have to do, Dominique, in order to get access to that. You have to sign certain documentation in order to get access to that. So that's to answer that question. Okay. All right. So Kasim asked this question, says, good morning, new to the course. Question number 1. My business name is KAS Logistics LLC. I have had for just over 2 years. Is it a good name? I don't want to get flagged. Not sure if logistics is considered high risk. Question number 2. It is. If it is, what do I suggest I do? Thanks. I'm a trucker looking to get funds to buy my own and become owner operator. All right. Well, Kasim, congratulations for you getting on track. Congratulations for taking the steps. I'm glad that you decided to enroll into the course, and maybe this might be your first live. So that's great, Kasim. So to answer your questions, no, logistics is not 100% red flag, because you can be a freight broker and still go under the mantra of logistics. You can actually be a logistic company that really does handle the logistics of freight, that handles the logistics. You don't have to be a transport. You don't have to be a trucker. There's a lot of different things that go into logistics. So logistics is cool. You're not automatically red flagged. So that's a good thing to answer your question. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I repeat, you might get picked on. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, the other thing too, just because you are a trucker, or just because trucking or logistics is in your name, doesn't mean that you're not going to be approved. If you're on YouTube, go to Chasing Andrew Jackson. Um, I am so impressed by this young man. Over a year ago, he started working with us. He was in the middle of his credit building process. He got a gang of business credit now, and he had trucking in his name. And he got picked on a couple of times when it comes to addresses, when it comes to approvals, when it comes to certain things. But we helped him overcome those things, and we can do the exact same thing with you. So you're in the right place. So that being said, there's a section in the course that's called SEO for credit approvals. You cannot skip that. All right. So there's a section in the course that's called SEO for credit approvals. You cannot skip that. You cannot skip that at all. That is something that you're going to have to make sure that you do when you're going through the sections. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next. Let's go to the next question. Is Aaron? Aaron says, "Do I need my business email before I receive my Dun and Bradstreet number?" Aaron, that's a very good question. No, you do not. If you follow now, someone just asked a question on YouTube. Um, um, Someone just asked a question on YouTube. No, Keisha Keller, we're not donating to your cause. Um, um, but who was it that just asked that question on YouTube? It was Daniel Moody. Daniel says, is our course step by step? So yes, Daniel, our course is step by step. That being said, I'm going to answer Daniel Moody's question on YouTube, and Aaron, I'm answering your question as well. The course is designed to walk you step by step. So the section where we teach you how to get your DUNS number fast and free, and how to get it within 24 to 48 hours. that section is before your section where we show you and teach you how to get your email address. So that being said, follow it step by step. So to answer your question, no, you do not need to have your business email address before you get your DUNS number to answer that question. All right, so let's go to the next question. It's by Aaron as well. It says, do I have to wait to get my articles of incorporation from the Secretary of State before I proceed with Dun and Bradstreet? Aaron, it's a very good question. Yes, I strongly suggest that you do. And now let me kind of go back on the screen. And I know that I'm going to miss my place, but it's okay. Let me get back on the screen for this. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys, all right, a lot of you guys who enroll into my course, you guys are and I'm not saying, Aaron, this is you, because I don't know. I cannot recall or recollect us having one-on-one consulting yet, so I don't know. But I'm not saying that this is you, but it sounds kind of like this could be you. I've been doing this for a little bit of time. I kind of know this. There are people that get enrolled into my course and they say, oh, I want to go and apply right now, and I want to take your whole course in one day. That's not how our course is designed. And I'm not saying this is you, Aaron, but our course is designed to walk you step by step, okay? The reason why it's designed to walk you step by step, because I use this analogy all the time. A piece of cake. Everybody talks about how easy a piece of cake is, but a piece of cake, you can mess up one small thing that can mess up your piece of cake. Or let's give another example that's really easy, that has simple ingredients. Egg salad. Oh my gosh, everybody, no. Banana pudding. Let's go with banana pudding because my mama make the best banana pudding. So banana pudding. How many of you guys know somebody in your family right now swell up and down that they can make a good banana pudding? Or how many of you guys have experienced going to somebody's house saying that, they can make a good banana pudding, but it don't come out right? Or how many of you can be transparent enough and say, I tried to follow this recipe that I saw on Instagram or on YouTube, and it didn't come out right because you messed up that one small thing. The reason why I use this analogy is because we cannot see business credit and we can't see personal credit like we can see a recipe. So instantly when you mess something up because it doesn't taste right, it doesn't look right. But on the business credit side, you might not know. And so the reason why I say that is because the course is designed to walk you step by step. How is the course designed to walk you step by step? The way the course is designed to walk you step by step is because you have 3 days before your next lesson is done. Next lesson is available. The reason why is because it's for you to implement it, not just to learn it, then go to the next thing. It's designed for you to implement what you learn, guys. So that is the reason why the course is designed to walk you step by step so that you can implement what it is that you guys are learning, okay? That is how the course is designed so that you can implement what you learn. So when you enroll into my course, it's not a book. It's not something that you can speed read through. It is a course that is going to walk you step by step, okay? It's going to walk you step by step. So let's get back to this. All right, guys, this is a longer live, but hey, it's good. This is good. This is good. I'm feeling good about this, okay? All right, so let's go on to the next one, all right? So, boom, 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 boom. All right, let's go down. Let's go down. All right, you're very welcome, Kasim. Just said thanks. I appreciate that. All right, do you need your business email address and Dun and Bradstreet number? There we go. Also, do I need to get my Secretary of State? So yeah, my question to you is I strongly suggest that you do wait. All right, wait till you get them before you move forward, okay? Because you don't want to have to change things up, and you don't want to do anything that you might have done something wrong. And also, because my strategy teaches you how to get your DUNS number fast and free, so you don't have to have it with the Secretary of State because they're not going to find you anyway. Even when you Even when you go through my way of teaching you how to get your DUNS number fast and free, you don't have to have it with the Secretary of State because it's not public record. But I strongly suggest that you wait. I suggest that you slow down so that you don't make that mistake. Hold on for 1 second, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I need to go and get me something to drink. I was about to cough. All right, so we are back. We are back. Hey, guys, this is live. Okay, this is live. All right. So to answer that question, um, where do we leave off at? We left off at you have to have your articles of incorporation. I strongly suggest that you have them first. Okay, before you get your Dun and Bradstreet number. Now, let's do a temperature check and let's look at these analytics. Okay. We have 124 people watching and we have 125 thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. We have 124 people watching and 125 thumbs up. Thank you so very much. All 125 of you guys, do me a huge favor and hit that share button. All right, where are you sharing this? I want you to share this on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, share it on Facebook. I want you to share it on Twitter. I want you to share it by sending out a text message to someone, which I want you to share it. When you hit that share button, you let YouTube know that you value this content. When you hit the thumbs up button, you let me know that you value this content. Okay, so the thumbs up lets me know you value it so I can keep producing the same type of content. When you share it, it lets YouTube know that you value it. So what YouTube is going to do is YouTube is going to continue to promote the channel, which is how we got to 14,000 subscribers. Like it was like overnight. It's not overnight, but I was like so shocked that we hit 14,000. I was so surprised. So thank you guys so much for that. So all of you guys hit that share button. Now the next question is from Aaron asked a question about Dun& Bradstreet. All right, so Deshaun says, "Hey Dean, I had to max out one of my Chase credit cards to stay in business, and now my credit score is horrible. My business is doing better now, but I owe 18K. Just trying to figure out for the best move for them to reduce. I apologize. What I owe. The account is not in collections yet, but a few months past due. Thanks." All right, Deshaun, to answer your question, how can you reduce what you owe? Because it is not in collections, it is still an active account. Let me kind of get back here on the screen here for a second, guys, as I teach on this. All right, let me teach on this. All right, let me teach on this. Let me get back here on the screen. We're good to go. Okay. All right. So once again, guys, if you're watching this on the replay and you're like, dang, Dean, I wanted to catch this live or participate with you live, make sure that you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. So to answer your question, it's live and it's active. Because it's live and it's active, you owe $18,000. You owe it, okay? You made some unwise decisions and you did the best that you could. And I'm not talking down to you at all. Listen, I have been there. One of the reasons why I am anointed to do what I do is because of what I have gone through. All right. And I'm not saying this to boast and I'm not saying this to brag, but can you imagine the pressure of working at a bank and having horrible credit? Can you imagine the pressures of helping somebody get into a $350,000 house and help somebody get into a $400,000 house and you about to get evicted out of your apartment? Can you imagine the pressures of talking to people and helping people and educating people on how they're able to save up their money when you are, living in your car? So I said all that to say, I'm anointed for this, not just because of the information that I have, but because of what I have gone through. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is knowledge plus experience. And so I'm not talking down. I have made some unwise decisions in my life earlier on in my career. I had. And when I was looking at banking and finance just as a job and not looking at it as a career, I used to make some very dumb decisions when I didn't. It took me having to realize. And on Thursday, I'm going to share some throwback Thursday photos of me, and I don't have any old videos of me, but because the video wasn't big then. But I'm gonna share some old photos of me when I was at my desk, in training, in the training room, and all the other stuff. So if you're watching this past Thursday, there's a link. Matter of fact, where is that? If you're watching this, yeah, there's a link to my Instagram right there. So if you're watching this on the replay, follow me on Instagram. It's e.DeanCole. Come over to e.DeanCole and you can see some of these old photos. I'm gonna share this for Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna share them. I'm actually gonna be traveling to Atlanta, so on Thursday, but I'm gonna share them anyway. I'm gonna put them in the queue so they can drop. But nevertheless, I said all of that to say this. I made unwise decisions, so I get that. At the same time, because I had to be real with myself and I had to stop making excuses for myself, that's what allowed me to change. The reason why I'm so provocative and I'm so unapologetic and I'm very much so in your face and I might be fun and I might laugh and I might be jovial and I might use analogies and I might be very pedagogical when I teach. But there's a time when I have to be very cut and dry because it wasn't until I was very cut and dry with myself till things started really happening. And that being said, you owe that debt, okay? It's not in collections. So you aren't going to get any shelters from that debt. When that debt goes into collections, then you're able to get some shelters and if they don't abide by the rules and the guidelines. But 9 times out of 10, just being 100% honest with you, okay, I've been doing this for quite a long time. Chase is not going to slip up on anything. A third-party collection agency might slip up on something. But that being said, my advice to you, I don't suggest that you file bankruptcy over $18,000. It's not worth it. But my advice to you is to build up your credit. You have a bad payment history with them. If you have a bad payment history, okay, you said it's a couple of months late. So my advice to you is to contact them, one, and ask for a forbearance. Okay, you're at the mercy of the lender. Okay, to do a forbearance. Now let's get back into my lecture mode. So I'm going to switch back and forth, but now I'm in lecture mode. So if you guys, if you know what a forbearance is, and you're watching live, I want you to participate. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate as well. If you know what a forbearance is, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know what a forbearance is, I want you to say, don't know, because that's going to allow me, tell me what I need to teach on, okay? So let's go ahead and look at these questions and look at them live. So if you know what a forbearance is, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know, I want you to say, don't know. All right. So Adrian says, I know. All right. Craig says, nope. Alex Express says, I know. Roderick Sharp says, I know. All right. Harriet says, I know. Vaughn says, I know. All right. Natasha says, don't know. I am Sugar Shar says, don't know. All right. Archie says, don't know. Lamar says, don't know. Okay. I'm getting a lot of don't knows. Okay. All right. And Everything Grand says, I know. Hi there. Hi, Everything Grand. All right. So so Mario Caldwell says, I knows. I know. That's funny, Mario. All right. So I saw a lot I don't know. So what a forbearance is a forbearance is a legal, okay, it is a legal restructuring of a debt that allows the lender to put a hold or a moratorium on your monthly payments so that you can catch up. A lot of times, most of the time, when people think about forbearance, they think of two things. One, they think of student loans, and the second they think of is mortgages. But every single lending institution allows forbearances. Okay, under banking and finance, under the laws of banking and finance, they have the ability to do a forbearance. Now, most of them will not. However, this is the first step is that you're going to have to get a forbearance if they allow it. Your strategy, my advice to you, is to get, now that business is doing better, business is doing good. Let me show you something really, really cool. All right, so you owe $18,000. So now, first thing you're going to do is ask for a forbearance. Okay, a forbearance is where most of the time, a couple of things that happen. The way a forbearance will work is that they will put a hold on your monthly payments, allow you to kind of catch up. And once you catch up, then you're on a repayment plan to pay it off. A lot of times they'll take the old amount and put on the back end of the loan for lending. Now, I'm just talking about across the board. Now, for credit card companies, they don't do it that way. But for most lending institutions that do it that way for installment loans, they do it that way. They'll take your back old payments and put it on the back end of the loan, and then you make your payments so you catch up. So that's one way to do it. The second way for you to do it is to do what's called surfing. Now, let me do a temperature check. How many of you guys know what credit card surfing is? If you know what credit card surfing is, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know what credit card surfing is, I want you to say, don't know. And if you are an iPhone user and you have the wave or the surf emojis, I want you to give me a wave or a surf emoji. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate. I want you to make a mind muscle connection with this content. Like I said, guys, I'm in my lecture mode right now. So let's go ahead and say, if you know what credit card surfing is, I want you to say no. Johnny gave me a $20 super chat. Wow, Johnny, thank you so much for that. Most of the time, if you give a super chat, I want you to ask a question so that I can answer it. And I don't have your comments on the screen because I am supposed to be doing what I do on Tuesdays, which this is what I do on Tuesdays, but I'm uninterrupted and I'm just answering the questions in the private Facebook group. So let's kind of see what it is, okay? So Adrian says, don't know. A lot of don't knows. All right, let's see if anybody give me a surf emoji. Okay, so Chris Robinson gave me don't know with the surf emoji. I see a lot of don't knows. I see a lot of people says they do know. All right, Lamar says don't know, never even heard of it. Okay, all right. So Archie says I know. Edward Hicks says no. So what surfing is where you open up a new line of credit. So the cool thing about it is this: when banking and finance is not difficult. And I think that's the reason why you get people that want to get involved. It is meticulous, but it's not difficult. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Law is difficult and it's meticulous. You need to know all the ins and outs in order to have a law degree. When it comes to banking and finance, to be very, very candid, there's basically like 45 or 50, about 45, 50 because of some of the new Dodd-Frank stuff. There's about 50 laws that you need to know in order to really be effective when it comes to banking and finance. Okay, so I said all of that to say that one of the coolest things about banking and finance is that it's simple. It's easy, but it's not. It's easy, but it's not simple. Yeah, I think I'm saying that the right way. Yeah, it's easy, but it's not simple. It's meticulous. And what I mean by that is that there are some fundamental things when you understand and you know, it's just great. And one of those things is credit mirroring. Not too many people know about credit mirroring. And the cool thing about credit mirroring is that underwriters get paid to assess risk. So to break it down into layman's terms, if you see a chick, oh my gosh, this irritates the black off my back, guys. Okay. When I would date a woman, okay, when I was single and I would go out on dates, chicks will always want to know, well, who's your ex? Let me see your ex. Do you have any pictures of your ex? Fellas, if you have experienced that before, I want you to do shaking my head. All right. If you have ever dated a woman, and I don't understand why women do this. I don't never want to know I don't want to know what your ex is or doing, but this is just me. So this is a temperature check, guys. Okay. I'm being very pedagogical right now. I'm breaking this down in layman's terms. If you have ever dated a woman, fellas, if you've ever dated a woman and she is concerned about your ex, she want to know what your ex looked like. She want to know what you did with your ex. They want to know about your exes. If you've dated a woman like that, I want you to say shaking my head. Now, if you are a woman that asks those questions, that want to know what your ex looked like, who your ex is, I want you to give me the eye emoji, okay? Just give me the eye emoji. I want you to, if you want to know, if you're a woman that does that. If you are a man that is experienced, shaking my head. Everybody else, I just want you to spectate, don't participate. If you're not in those two categories. So the first category is a man that has dated a woman that wants to know about exes. And if you are a woman that has dated a man and you ask about exes, give me the eye emojis, okay? All right. All right. So Alex says shaking my head. Jeremy says shaking my head. All right. Archie says shaking my head. Edward says shaking my head. All right. Shaking my head 2 times. Raz says shaking my head 2 times. All right. Navi is giving me the eye emoji. All right. So Adrian, you have been married for 25 years. Don't ask no questions. Laugh out loud. That's what I'm talking about, Adrian. Congratulations on that. All right. So Blaze, he says shaking my head. So I said all of that to say that women, I don't know what it is. They want to know. And well, I do know what it is, and which is why I'm using this as an analogy. A lot of times women will judge you based on your exes. They will judge you based on your exes. They will. I had this. I had this one young lady. She was like, "I can't believe you dated her. Like she did this, she did that." Oh, because she ended up seeing one of my exes. And I was like, "Well, baby, she went crazy after I dumped her. You know what I'm saying? She dyed her hair purple. She gained a few pounds. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying, don't get on my bad side. This could be you." And we laughed about it. I swept it under the rug because I thought it was weird. Like, why is she focusing on my ex? But nevertheless, the point that I'm trying to make is that women will judge you based on who you date. They'll figure out if a chick is hotter than them, or they'll say if a chick is sexier or more educated, they feel like, okay, you can date me, which is the most idiotic thing. That's just me. And fellas, you guys see it, so I'm not alone. I use this as an example because that's what credit mirroring is, okay? So let me dial it back again. So what underwriters do, they get paid to assess risk. And what they do is they look at your current credit profile. No, you're not marginalized based on your sexual proclivity. You're not marginalized based on your ethnicity. You're not marginalized based on your religious beliefs. You're not marginalized based on your socioeconomic situation. A lot of that stuff that people think you're marginalized. No, you're not marginalized against that because of the Fair Credit Lending Act. Okay, you're not marginalized. At the same time, if you understand underwriting guidelines, you will be marginalized. The way you're marginalized is they judge you based on the types of credit that you have, which is why you never, ever, 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 in my Chris Tucker voice, ever want to get secured credit cards because you're just saying, and I don't want to body shame anybody, but what you do, fellas, prime example, you do a drink. When you get a secured credit card and they was like, this is your ex, this porn star, you catching an L. They judge you. They was like, this is your ex. That's the best way to describe it. When you get a secured credit card, they're like, you with the thought, and then you can't date nobody else but of the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm serious though. All jokes aside, and if I made you uncomfortable and I offended you, lighten up. You see what I'm saying? Charge it to my head and not my heart. But no, seriously speaking though, because of credit mirroring, that's the reason why it is terrible for you to get a secure credit card for this very reason, which is what surfing is. And I'm using all of this as an example to explain what credit surfing is. I could have easily said credit surfing is basically when you open up a line of credit and you surf your balance from a high yielding credit to a low yielding credit. But that works most of the time when you're of a different persuasion, not because of the color of your skin, but because of the types of credit that you are able to access. Hear me, okay? Because of the types of credit you're able to access is why that makes it so simple and easy. So someone from a different socioeconomic background from me might say, well, just go ahead and surf it. I don't understand. I just got approved for, an American Express the other day. And, I think, they're begging for my money. They're begging for my money. That's good for them, okay? But for people that doesn't have those resources, you have to do other things. And the reason why, and I don't want, and I'm teaching truth to power because what'll happen is that somebody that's misguided and undecided and uneducated will run around to say, oh, well, they marginalize us. They still do redlining because white people credit better than black people credit. That's not 100% accurate. No, what happens is that the decisions that we make, and a lot of the times it's not because of the decisions, it's because of the resources that we have. We do the best with what we have. And so some of us get stuff like Premier One and Horizon Bank and secured credit cards thinking that we're doing something good. But in actuality, we're marginalized, and it seems like forever for you to get that Discover or that American Express. So if you guys understand that, I want you to say, got it, okay? If you understand it, I want you to say, got it. And if you're an iPhone user, I want you to give me 3 100s, okay? All right? So if you're an iPhone user, give me 3 100s. If you are not an iPhone user and you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to say, got it, okay? So, so let's go ahead and let's look at this a little bit more. So that's what surfing is. So the first thing for you to do, if you can, is to get a forbearance, okay? To try to get it taken care of if they allow you to. 9 times out of 10, Chase will not allow you to. The second thing would be for you to surf, okay? Now, surfing to another credit card means that you would have to, because of credit mirroring, because you already have an $18,000 limit, you have a higher probability and a higher chance of getting approved for another credit card of the same limit. If that's the case, they will allow you to surf that balance over to the new credit card. The cool thing about surfing the balance to the new credit card is thing number one is that it reduces your interest and it makes your payment history, because now your payment history is good on this new car. And thing number two, it reduces your debt to utilization ratio, because now you have a whole nother 18,000. So I can't teach it all the way live right now. But basically, to give an example, just say if you were maxed out at 100%, just by going to surfing, you're now at 50% DTU, debt to utilization. And I can't teach debt to utilization right now. I can't do that. I'm gonna get too off track. But nevertheless, so that's the second option that you could do. But this is just to be very frank with you, majority of the time, if you are having late payments right now, you're going to have a very difficult time to get a credit card to allow you to surf it, because you don't have payment history. So you have to show for 12 months that you have your payments on time. So now you're enrolled into my course. So I'm going to teach you how to build business credit that's 100% separate from your personal credit. I'm going to teach you that. And I'm also going to teach you how to restore and repair your personal credit. All right, you can't get anybody to surf you, but guess what? You can get $14,000 of guaranteed approvals that's going to drop your utilization, and you have access to that because you're enrolled into the course. So to answer your question, that's what you can do. Majority of the time, to see any type of relief, you're going to need 12 months. Let me go ahead and drink something. You're going to need 12 months of on-time payments before a company will allow you to surf. But the cool thing about it is that if you stay on your P's and Q's, you cross all your T's, dot all your I's, and you're enrolled into my course, I'm going to make sure that you are positioned so that you can surf. Thing number one. Thing number two is your profile is going to be built up so much so to where that $18,000 with a bad payment history could that not affect you. So yes, granted, you might not have 800 scores. Okay, but guess what? You can easily have 720 scores. Dean says you have 720 scores with late payments. Absolutely. If you put in the work, if you build up your credit, if you build up your profile the right way, and I'm going to teach you that because you're enrolled into my course. Okay. So yes. So yeah, granted, you might not have an 800. And at the end of the day, anything past 780 is novelty anyway. but you can easily have 720 based on your situation. And the reason why I say that is because you already have 18,000. So because you have 18,000, once we clear some things up, I'm going to show you how to really maximize that credit mirror. Okay. So if you guys understand this, okay, if you guys understand it and you got it, I want you guys to got. Okay. Thank you so much for participating. So Chris gave me the hundreds. What it's called, I don't understand what you mean by that, Daniel. What's called? Um, all right. Okay, thank you guys so much for participating. Okay, awesome. All right, thank you guys so much for participating. So let's see, we have 120 people watching and 132 thumbs up. That's good stuff. All 132 of you guys, do me a favor and share this. Share this in your Facebook groups. Share this on Twitter. Share this on Instagram. How can you share it on Instagram? Do a screen capture, screen record, at me on it. I want you to share this, okay? Share the link. Let YouTube know you value this content. So now let's get back to it. And I apologize, guys, for all my clients that are enrolled into the course. I do apologize, guys. I've been getting off track and I'm back on track again. Okay. So let's get back to these comments. All right. Let's get back to these comments. All right. Let's get back to these comments. All right. So, and guys, we do this every single Tuesday. If you go and we do this every single Tuesday, every Tuesday. It's not as deep, because I'm not on YouTube and I'm on Facebook, but yeah, we do this every single Tuesday. And you can easily, like I said, you can't call me on the phone. You probably can't get me. We're not going to go out and have shots of Patron together, but you will get your answers provided for. You will get your issues provided for if you position yourself. Okay. All right. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. All right. I answered that question, Deshaun. All right. So Charlotte says, is there any information on when we will be able to participate in the program that decreases payments on for federal student loans? I got my money on deck to pay for it. Well, Charlotte, some good news is thing number one is you're not going to have to pay for it because one, you're enrolled into the course and you're going to have access to it before the general public does. And two, we are finalizing some things. Like I said, I had to re-record a portion of that course because of some things that changed with Dodd-Frank and whatnot. So I had to re-record that. And because I re-recorded that, now my editor has to do the editing thing and do what they do. My goal is to have it by my goal. And also, to be honest with you too, Charlotte, to be 100% honest with you, I mean, I ain't going to bring myself back on the screen because you guys know. Situations like what happened with George Dorsey make me so leery to give that out. I'm just being 100 with you guys. I know that I have a sponsor, and I know, matter of fact, let me bring myself back on the screen, guys. Let me just, so y'all can understand and hear my heart, okay? Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and get this subscribe thing up one more time. Boom, there you go. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So y'all can hear my heart. You guys see and hear my frustration. That was live. That situation with George, listen, this is not scripted. This is live. This is real. And what bothers me is I don't want to, yes, I'm giving out free courses for multiple reasons. One reason why I'm giving out the course for free is because we have a sponsor, so somebody's paying for it. Second reason why I'm giving out the course for free is because I get it as a tax deduction, a tax write-off. Third reason why I give out stuff for free is because it's going to help me grow. Okay, it's going to help people who didn't know who I was. They're going to know who I am now. But at the same time, because of situations like this George Dorsey situation, that bothers me. My inbox stay flooded with those type of people, opportunists, and they want to get what they can get so that they can make things more difficult for the professionals. You understand what I'm saying? So to be 100% honest with you guys, I re-recorded the course 2 weeks ago, and they're waiting for me to approve the edits, but I ain't even going through to approve them. because I'm battling in my mind, how do I do this? I feel like one side of me is, yeah, provide it is great. Social media is going to grow. You're going to get a whole new clientele. It's just going to grow. And, it's sponsored. So you ain't got to worry about the dollar side. But the other side of me is like, I don't want to deal with the subculture of the credit gurus and the credit experts that don't know what they're doing. They misguided and undecided. They're running around half cocked. They are perpetrating perfection, and they're not practicing anything. And I don't want to. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? Like, I did get some advice from one of the attorneys on the team, and we have a really cool, and I really like the new disclaimer. The new disclaimer is off the chain. When y'all see the new disclaimer, I love it. The new disclaimer video is off the chain. I love the new disclaimer video. And so what they told me, and they help, with the disclaimer video on the contracts. But just like George Dorsey signed the contract, but it still don't stop him from doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like Roderick Sharp was like, yes, you have to do that. And so he confirmed it, because I was 100% sure once you get to certain content, you can't move forward until you get the non-compete and you sign the non-compete and you sign the NDAs. So, but Negroes don't care. And not saying Negroes, meaning that it's just African Americans. That's my way of not cussing and saying what I really want to say. So people don't care. A thief gonna be a thief either way it go. A robber gonna be a robber either way it go. There's ain't no way around it. You guys know I love trap music. There's a song out by K Camp that say a killer gonna be a killer, a hoe gonna be a hoe. What is it? A dealer gonna be a dealer. That's something you need to know. Ain't no way around it. I don't know if y'all know that song or not. If y'all watch this on the replay, not live, but on the replay, you know that song. Give me the and you have an iPhone. Give me the note emojis if you know that song. A killer gonna be a killer. It's an Atlanta song. I don't know how popular it was, but that's what it is. A killer gonna be a killer. A hoe gonna be a hoe. A dealer gonna be a dealer. That's something you need to know. Ain't no way around it. I think that's kind of how the song goes. But nevertheless, I can try to protect myself and my intellectual property. And also, I'm trying to protect the community and I'm trying to protect the culture. Like Brother Polite, that whole situation with Brother Polite should have never happened. Like, I love Red and Blue. I love Red Pill. I love Blue Pill. I love the Moorish community. I love them tremendously. Make no mistake about it. Red and I are supposed to be collaborating at the same time. But you can't get mad for Red and Blue. This is very specific to the conscious community. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Red Pill and Blue Pill. But you can't really get mad at Red and Blue because my people perish for lack of knowledge, because they didn't know. But one thing I do like about Red, which I think opened the door up, because I actually got offers to collab and speak and do a lot of speaking engagements because of my open critique on how Red did a good job of holding Polite, pulling him to the carpet. But people like Polite, that situation should have never happened. I am going to do a temperature check because I am curious to see how many people are watching me live that knows what I'm talking about, because I'm being very specific to the conscious community. But like I said, I feel like if you know better, you do better. Like, you don't I'm trying to protect. I don't need any more Brother Polites out there messing up people's situation, messing up people understand. Let's see if y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm not really trying to talk down. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, T-shirt help desk, dope name, says, does your company require a percentage of your money once you obtain business funding? No, we do not do that. Which is the reason why I charge for consultations. You pay me up front for the time, but as far as percentage goes, we don't want to do that. The reason why I don't want to do that is because I feel like I'm taking advantage. No, just pay me for my time. I'm going to make sure that you're successful. I'm going to make money. And now this is the other thing about it too, T-shirt help desk, because I am a loan originator. As a business consultant, I get paid commissions from the lenders, which is why I am very guarded about this, because I have relationships. Like I said, T-shirt help desk, I have a whole course that a lender is paying for. If I get 1 million people in that course, they're going to pay me for it. You understand what I'm saying? I get a lot of emails from people wanting to do business with me because of the demographic, because of what I teach, and they pay me for it. You understand what I'm saying? So that being said, so because I am very guarded with certain resources, because I get paid commissions for getting people funding. That's what we do as a consulting firm. Not only do we consult you, but when we originate that loan, best believe we're going to get some percentage. But the cool thing about it is we don't get money from you. We get money from the banks, which is a telltale sign of somebody that's doing something wrong. If you are a professional and you need to get paid origination, and guess what? You don't get paid origination from the closing table. You don't get paid origination. So if I get you $30,000, or well, you got to pay me $10,000, or you got to pay me $5,000, that's not right. That's not good. You know understand what I'm saying? That's not right. That's not good. But guess what? Scammers do it all the time. This is the reason why Help Desk asked that question, because you got these people that's running around doing it. Because they done read a couple of books. They done got a couple of they done read a couple of books. They done got a couple of niches, and they know about 4 or 5 places where they can go, which is one of the reasons why one of my favorite credit unions had to shut down a lot of stuff that it was doing. And that one of my my number 2 credit union that I would send everybody to, they shut you down unless you're inside the state. At first, they will let you borrow funds from anywhere. But when these people do this scrupulous stuff, it hurts the community. And that's one of the things another reason why I'm so guarded, because it hurts the community. It's very, very frustrating. But let's see who knows what I'm talking about with this Brother Polite situation. Oh. All right, so who is this? This is Harriet Smile says, you are so right about red and blue. Keith Murray says, Dean, I messed up, paid on my accounts 20 days late. Did I just shoot myself in the foot? So Keith, no. You can be up to 29 days late before it negatively affects you, okay? You can be up to 29 days late. Now I got to ask this question. Yeah, you can be up to 29 days late before it negatively affects you. So no, you didn't shoot yourself in the foot. You're talking about somebody's fake wife. Okay, so C says, got it. So Adrian says, I know red and blue pill, Brother Polite, but I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay, that's just a whole nother story. Adrian, I'm gonna have you on YouTube all night. Go ahead and look it up. Go ahead and look it up. But so Archie says Jay wants 10% of everything plus up to $2,000 up front. Dean is better. Dean is the better man. Real talk, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, the reason why I say Jay is because I do know, like I said, I mean, I have video and audio of people telling me the difference between me and Jay Morrison. But at the same time, I do know that what he does is legit. Now, some of his stuff, what he teaches, like just his course wise, is good. But some of his stuff, I can't speak to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I do know that. Like, I tell people all the time, I know I'm supposed to be charging $7,000 for what I do. The reason why, because no shade, Jay can't do what I do. Ty can't do what I do. Boys can't do what I do. What's the little young teenage boy that does? What's the little young boy name? I think Brian or something. The little young boy name that got the 1,000,000 views. He's great at everything, but 22 years old. What you talking about? You don't know that. I mean, he can't do what I do, with no disrespect, but I'm just saying it is what it says. So I know I'm supposed to be charging more. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know that I am, but I don't. So I do, yeah, Jay Morrison program, but I do know he does have a program that's $100 a month. I do know that at least. But as far as some other things, yeah, they try to charge you up front. They try to charge you up front, and they also want percentage. But that's not how we do it, because we get paid directly from the banks. You know what I'm saying? Loan origination. You understand what I'm saying? But I love Jay. I mean, I've reached out to Jay to build with him before when I was in Atlanta. I think that he's good, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I can't give him my stamp of approval. Excuse me. Like, the only person I can give my stamp of approval 100% is Ty, because I know Ty and I know his background. and I know where he comes from, and I've done a lot of background research on Ty. He's the only person I can give the stamp of approval to. Everybody else, I mean, you can kind of go to him, but that's that. All right. All right. So I am Sugar said you sent a question with super chat, but you missed it. You says, um, I asked, how long does it take until I'm able to lease a car or corporate housing under a new company once I've built my business credit? That's a very good question. I am Sugar. So I am Sugar in the executive coaching, which is not open to the public right now. Okay. In the executive coaching, I have a section for corporate leasing. There is a resource. I have 4 different lenders that kind of specialize in corporate leasing. You can lease a brand new car. I mean, no, you can lease a car in your business name, even if it's 100% brand new, from one of these resources. Um, I have another resource that allows you to do it once you're 6 months old. And there's another resource that allows you to do it when you're 12 months old. And guess what the difference is? Brand new, higher interest rate. The ones that's 6 month, lower interest rate. The one that's 12 months, lowest interest rate. Just being very honest. So if you're okay with paying a higher interest rate, and also one other thing too is with the company that'll do a brand new business, they have a prepayment penalty. And prepayment penalty is very subprime. And what prepayment penalty means that if you refinance that loan or you sell that car for 2 years, they're going to charge you 2 points or 2% of the entire amount of the car. So you have to look at it if that's okay for you. If you know that you're going to keep your car for 3 years, then it's wonderful. Go for it. But if you're trying to flip cars, then it's not a good look for you. Um, Also, there's a resource that allows you to do a brand new business, but you have to create yourself as a holding company, and your holding company needs to have a dealer's license. And what they'll do is they'll give you the car. You have to go to a certain place to get the car, and then you have 4 months to convert the financing over. So there's a lot of different places. So to answer that question, you can do it now. You can do it now. And the cool thing about the last scenario is that once you own the property, whether it be real estate or whether it be car or whether it be office, whatever, once you own it and you have controlling ownership, it's called vested interest. The financial term is vested interest. And once you have vested interest, you now are able to have less strict guidelines because it's less risk involved. And because it's less risk involved, because you own it, now you're able to use the collateral as in it's a lot of cool stuff that you're able to do. Answer that question. All right, you're very welcome, T-shirt help desk. All right, I am Sugar. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so Keith says, I love that about you, Dean. Been to plenty of mentors. You're a stand-up guy. I appreciate that, Keith Murphy. I really appreciate that. So let me get back on track. All right, so let me get back on track. So I said all of that to say, to answer your question, when will the course be available? To be honest with you, because you are enrolled into DCFI Online, you're going to have it first. As far as making it free to the public, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not going to lie because I don't want to hurt, damage the community, even though it's good for me and it's good for the business. And like I said, it's good financially because it's being sponsored. I'm just concerned about putting it in the hands of wrong people and they do stuff wrong with it. I'm still trying to figure that out, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still trying to figure that out. So let's get back to this, guys. Let me get back and let me focus. This is late. It's long and it's late. I'm glad I had dinner before this. So let me get back to this, guys. All right, so let's get back to this. All right, so the next question was All right, and this is Will, and I'm going to go ahead and drop this for you right now, Will. Will says, can you go over the corporate build out and can you post the Word version of the 609 letters? I don't think I loaded it last week. Yep, I'm going to do that right now, Will. And so before I do that, I'm going to let me go ahead and take a quick break and let me do that right now, Will. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry for that short, brief intermission. So let's go ahead and get to this. So, Will, you asked for the and there you go, right there, Will. So you see it right there. There you go, right here, Will. There you go, right there. There's the stop freeze notes, and in that stop freeze notes, you will have the Word version of the 609 letter. Will, thank you so much for your patience, my man. So let's get back to this. All right. So boom, boom, boom. Go back to these. Let's finish this, guys. I do this every single Tuesday. This has been a longer one. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been this long in a minute, but this is what we do every single Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, this is what we do. All right. Do, 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 do. All right. So let's go next. All right. Motivational Truth says, what is the best way to handle taxes when paying myself? Question: do I just write myself a check for services, or do I do payroll to where I'm taking taxes out of my personal check? Oh, that's a convoluted question. Let me see. What is the best way to handle taxes when paying myself? Do I just write myself a check for services, or do I pay? Do I do payroll? All right, I'm gonna answer this both ways. And the reason why I know some people like, well, some other gurus and are like, Dean, that's a simple question. I know this, and I'm just a trucker. How come you don't know this? Well, let me add some backdrop. So I know Motivation Truth. Okay, he's my client, and so I know that he's working a regular job and building his business. So it's not like he is asking how does he pay himself. That's the easy one. But I'm trying to understand, what do you mean by that? So do you mean, are you I'm trying to figure out, how are you paying yourself? And that's what I'm saying. So are you using your income to fund the business, or are you paying yourself a salary as a part-time? Or because I know right now you have another, because you do what Motivation Truth do, guys, he's a real estate developer and he has a couple of properties. So that's what I'm trying to understand. So are you paying yourself the rents? That's why I need to understand and I need to know. It's convoluted, but the quick way, this is just a quick universal way. Now, majority of the time, I will not teach universally, but I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I am exhausted, guys. Most of the time, if we're in our private session, I will go back and forth with Motivation of Truth and make him answer some questions for me. But because we're public and I'm exhausted, I'm going to do a universal theme. Okay. The best way, the two best ways, okay, for you to pay yourself as a small business is to make yourself an employee of your business and be 1099 for tax purposes. Okay. But this is the caveat. A lot of people worried about taxes, and you don't need to be worried about taxes. A lot of people major on the minor things, and taxes are not one of them. Rich people, successful entrepreneurs, they don't care nothing about taxes. You don't need to be worried about taxes. If you're trying to build your business, you don't need to be worried about taxes because it's going to wipe itself clean. You don't. Because what happens is this: when you go and try to get funding and you focus on taxes, the lenders and the underwriters are going to be like, you don't make no money. You don't have any money. I can't give you anything. What happens is that people do the right things at the wrong time. Dang it, I'm about to teach this. Oh, I can't just be so universal. So let's do a temperature check. Okay. So let's do a temperature check. Okay. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to do a temperature check. Okay. How many of you, let's just be very honest, how many of you now, if this is you, I want you to say it's me. All right. And if it's not you, I don't want you to participate. Okay. This is just you. And I'm not talking down. I'm teaching. Okay. And I'm teaching truth to power. I'm in consulting mode. How many of you are following me that are watching this, whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching live, are working a regular job, trying to start your business, and or are full-time starting your business, but you're trying to build business credit? And so this is the full equation, and your taxable income is under $250,000. If that's you, I want you to say it's me. So this is the thing. One, you're concerned about taxes. All right? You're concerned about taxes. Two, you're working a regular job and or you're full-time in your job, but you're making under $250,000. Okay. If that's you, I want you to say, it's me. All right. I want you to say, it's me. All right. So Daniel says it's me. Now Palm says it's me. I am Sugar says it's me. Nigel says it's me. Oops, don't know that song. Okay. All right. So you talking about the other thing. It's me. It's me. It's me. Okay. A lot of you guys saying it's me. All of you guys, stop it. Okay. Stop worrying about taxes. Okay. All right. If you're enrolled into my course, I can teach a lot more and be a lot more specific. But because I'm in a public forum, I'm going to teach, but I can't be as specific because, you guys already know how I do. I need disclaimers. I need y'all ain't going to mess me up because Dean said we ain't playing them games. Okay. But I will say this. Stop worrying about taxes. You that are self-employed and working for somebody else, making under $250,000 a year, you worrying about taxes is like trying to worry about what you're going to name your child, and you're not even dating anybody towards marriage, and you don't have any kids. Okay, let's use another example. You worried about taxes is like you trying to figure out where you're going to go to celebrate getting drafted in the league, and you ain't even a starter yet. You don't even you on the you ain't even made the team yet. But yet in your mind you're fantasizing where you're going to go celebrate when you get drafted. You worrying about taxes is like a person saying, "Oh, when I get my house, I'm going to paint the wall this color, I'm going to paint the wall that color, and I'm going to have this ceiling fan, and I'm going to have this lighting fixture." And you staying with your mama and don't even have $1,000 saved in the bank. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm just being very I'm just really trying to give it to you all the way straight. Is just you're focusing on the wrong thing. Okay. I am not by any circumstances or any equivocations telling you to avoid paying the IRS in this public forum, in this public setting. All of my clients know you guys have heard something different from me in our private Facebook. Okay. I'm just saying. At the same time, you worried about the wrong thing. There are stages to this. You know how people say that African American colloquialism, when they're actually trying to talk down and they're trying to throw shades, there's levels to this. There's levels to business and entrepreneurship. You trying to do what Donald Trump does, and I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why Donald Trump ain't showing you his taxes, because rich people, wealthy people, successful people, and I'm gonna take it down a notch. Not even Donald Trump, like my assistant pastor at my church wasn't worried about taxes. They was like, I feel so guilty because I don't ever pay no taxes. When you are at a certain level in your business, if you're on the building stage, the last thing you need to worry about is taxes. You're focusing your energy and effort on the wrong thing. It is already hard enough for you to focus. It is already hard enough for you to overcome your self-limiting beliefs. It's already hard enough for you to get out of your own way. And I understand because people don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's how come I'm not trying to talk down. But from the reason why I'm saying this is the motivation of truth, because he's been following me for over a year. But for everybody, this might be your first time watching me, your first time, I understand people perish for lack of knowledge, which is why I do what I do. I understand that. I know that I'm called to educate and empower, and I know this. I get it. And so, you don't know until you know. You understand? So I get that. Common knowledge and common sense isn't common. You understand that? Like, I get that. Like, I don't speak Italian fluently. So the easiest word in Italian seems so hard and complex to me because I'm not. And that's what it's like. Banking and finance and business matters to the African American diaspora is like speaking a different language. I get that. So I said all of that to say that you don't need to worry about trying to save on taxes and tax credits because you're in your building stage. What happens is that when you have built and you are sustainable and you are established and you really owe taxes, That's when you deal with tax shelters. But if you're smaller, okay, if you're smaller and you're trying to make something and you're trying to build, you need to claim as much income as possible, because this is the thing that most people don't get and they don't understand. Your banker is somebody that's completely separate from your tax professional, who is somebody that is completely separate from your attorney. A lot of times people try to do all three, but no, they're separate. Because what your banker would do, and I would just represent a banker, what I'm going to tell you to do is not the same thing that your tax professional is going to tell you to do. Because your tax professional job isn't to get you money, is it? Your tax professional job is to make sure that you don't pay taxes. That's their job. They don't know nothing about credit. They don't know nothing about, they don't know what a DTI is. Most of them don't. Most of them have absolutely no idea what the 524 rule is. None. Ask your tax professional what's the 524 rule. They have no idea, because their job isn't to get you credit and isn't to get you funding. Now, let me take a step back now. Granted, there are a lot of social media personalities and a lot of people that teach on social media, and they teach in public forum, and they teach on how to start a business. Okay? If you ever look at any of the titles of my videos, it's how to start a business and get funding, how to start a business and build business credit. My end result is not how to start a business, it's how to start a successful business that can get you funding. That is my end result. So granted, yes, there are some individuals that will teach you how to start a business, but you're going to be broke, busted, and disgusted. You're going to be sleeping on your best friend's couch. You're going to be trying to buy you some food stamps, but you are a CEO. Just being 100% honest with you guys. You did not start your business to be broke. As you guys see, I'm very unapologetic about not being broke as an entrepreneur. You understand? So that being said, I teach you how to not be broke as an entrepreneur. That is my primary goal. And that being said, you're going to have to show your money, because when you try to go to get funding, you need to be able to pay for it. Now, what happens is that when you've built up certain things and you've built up and you're out of the building stage, there are stages of entrepreneurship. When you're out of the building stage and you're in the maintaining stage, then you have this tax bill and you have this tax bill to the IRS. Then you can legally make it disappear, legally make it go away. And I have tax professionals. One of my favorite tax professionals that's in my course is Brandy S. Williams, and she had another obligation because she was going to come on and talk about the taxes. And so I said all of that to say that I have tax professionals, I have individuals that specialize in taxes that actually take my course, enroll in my course. And they say, Dean, I said the exact same thing. What happens is this: you should not be focused. You're putting your energy and effort. So the same amount of energy and effort that it takes you to try to figure out this little small thing about taxes that doesn't matter is the same energy and effort it's going to take for you to get your 5 payment experiences. Is the same energy and effort it's going to take for you to make sure that your Equifax profile is established. Those are the things you need to be focused on. Making sure that your relationship with the credit union is together. Those are the things that's going to get you where you need to go. Focusing on your taxes is not one of them. And that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, is that you do stuff that don't apply to you. The best analogy that I can use, and I don't mean to be vulgar, is, and I use this, and my staff laughs at this when we have our staff meeting, because some people call the office and go, well, Dean said, this is the thing. If I say there's one time of the month in which you're going to need to have your tampons ready, and I don't mean to be vulgar, if you are a guy, that does not apply to you, that applies to the person that applies to. Okay, so what happened is that people say, well, Dean said, no, that is not universal. Okay, that is specific to a certain demographic as young ladies, and as young ladies of a certain age. You got to be old enough and you got to be young enough to where a certain time of the month you need to worry about making sure you have tampons. But somebody said, well, Dean said you're supposed to have tampons, but no, because that doesn't apply to you. And I said all that to say this. This is why I'm saying this. Okay, this is why I'm saying this. When you're on the building stage, when you're trying to build business credit that's separate from your personal credit, when you're trying to restore and repair your personal credit, you're going to need to show that you can afford to pay for the things that you are building. And the way that you do that is with taxable income, verifiable income. Okay? You can't do both. There are different seasons. You trying to do something that don't apply to you. And I'm not trying to talk down in this. It has absolutely nothing to do with your ethnicity, your ethnos. But a lot of older Caucasian gentlemen talk this tax talk because that's what they. Prime example, Dave Ramsey. I love Dave Ramsey. If it wasn't for Dave Ramsey, I wouldn't be who I am today. I actually talked to Dave Ramsey a couple of times. I love Dave Ramsey. Absolutely love Dave Ramsey. But if you ever listen to Dave Ramsey talk, what is Dave Ramsey talking about? He talking about getting up out of here. He talking about retiring debt free. He talking about paying off all your debt because that's the season of life that he is in. That's the season of life of the demographic that he is in. So that is what he's teaching, but that doesn't apply to you when you're 22 years old and you're trying to come up. That don't apply to you. If you guys understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it. Okay? If you guys understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it. Got it. All right, Reggie said you needed to hear this. Great, Reggie. I'm glad that you needed to hear this. You listen to Dave Ramsey every day? Listen to Daniel. I love Dave. I absolutely love Dave. He is phenomenal. But he's like, that's this different level. The stage of life of where you at is different. You understand what I'm saying? So most of you guys got it. Got it. Thank you for participating. Thank you for participating. Got it. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you. Thank you so much for participating. So I said all that to say that so you have to understand. So don't major on the minor things. Tax. Y'all that's in the private Facebook group, y'all already know. I say it all the time. Taxes is an illusion. You can owe a tax bill and 15 minutes later, you don't owe a tax bill anymore. How is that possible? How can you get rid of $25,000 in taxes in 15 minutes? Enroll into my course, get behind the closed doors, and I can explain to you how it is. I'm just saying, guys. So to answer your question, the best way for you to pay yourself is to make sure that you are an employee of your company and pay yourself 1099. That's the best way for you to pay yourself. So that way you pay yourself 1099, you're not double taxed. Okay, that's the short and the dirty version of that answer, that question. But the entire mentality and entire mindset, just answering that, I needed to break that down because I get that question. I get that a lot of times, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, that's not what you're trying to do. A prime example: if you are a skinny guy, like for instance, I'm a big old joker. Hear me. If you are a skinny guy with B-type blood, you need to take epetamine. All my sisters might know what epetamine is. Epetamine gonna help you gain weight. But if you're a big old joker like me with an O-type blood, I don't need to take epetamine. I need to take Fen or whatever. It ain't even available no more. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like everybody is different. It's not, so the level what your goal isn't the same thing as it's not universal. And the mistake that a lot of people make, like I mentioned, is that they focus on so many. I get so many questions about taxes and they don't even, it's irrelevant. It's a distraction. And I understand and I get it, but you need to be focused on being able to build everybody in my demographic, and I teach on the building stage, and I'm very true to it, and I'm very unapologetic. And like I said, once I have a platform like Dave, where I have a talk show full time, and all I'm doing is going from pillar to post teaching, and I'm going from Frisco to Maine all the way to Spain teaching, and I'm not originating anymore, and I'm not consulting anymore. Yes, then I can let any and everybody have my content because I'm not so in it, I'm not protecting intellectual property to that level, then I could care less. But I'm still in the building stage of my career and the building stage of my life, and everybody that is subscribed to my content is in the building stage too. So the advice that I'm going to give you is I'm going to teach you on how for you to build, not how you can get out of here and retire, without any issues. I'm talking to the hustlers, the grinders, the people that don't care if you Godzilla or you Gorilla, you go do business with me. Those are my clients. That's my clientele. That's who I'm called. The number one best-selling book of all time when it comes to business coaching, he says that he gives some speakers, some teachers, some the ability to see because everybody has different things. That's how come I can stand 10 toes down and celebrate Ty Crandall. And I can stand 10 toes down and celebrate Dave Ramsey. And I can stand 10 toes down and celebrate Jay Morrison for individuals that I know that are, authentic and, proven. But at the same time, I don't, there's some things that I can't, give 100% pass on. But at the same time, they build my trust enough. You dig what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get back to this, guys. I am all over the place and I'm tired. I'm so tired, guys. It's late. And all of you guys that's enrolled to my course, you guys know how I do. I get to talking and I say it all the time, guys, I'm tired. The cool thing about it is that today was actually somewhat of a light day. That's why I decided to do this. One, because Brandy could not participate in the live. And then also because we hit 14,000 today. So I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and share this too. This is a long video. This video is long as heck. I already know it. All right, so let's go down. Another further. Motivation to truth. Ask that question. So that's the answer. So the short and fast is that the best way to pay yourself is 1099. Make sure that you're a 1099 employee of your company and then pay yourself. See, motivation to truth, you know how I do. I need to know the background. I need to know, do you have child support? Are you paying child support? Is child support directly coming out of your check? Like there's so many, you guys know how I do. Well, motivation to truth, because you know how I do because we have had consultations and you are in my course. So there's to answer that question succinctly, specifically for you, I need to know the full scenario to tell you what is best. But ideally, you don't worry about taxes right now. Just worry about building and getting yourself together. All right, so Makita Maxey says, will applying for certain types of financing back to back cause red flags on your business profile? Second question is, does having different loans in your business name look good for your credit profile if managed responsibly? The answer to your question, no, and then yes. So the first part is, when applying for certain types of loans back to back, red flag your business profile. The answer is no, it will not. Let me tell you why. Because banking and finance, like I said, they work on a quarterly system every 30 days. My advice, and you guys know I talk about 524. And Marquita, you actually, at the point we talked about 524, you want to maximize that 524 rule. You want to put the pedal to the metal in that 30-day period. You want to get everything you can in that 30 days because they don't talk to each other after 30 days. That's thing number one. The second thing is no, it does not unless you're getting denied. Because if you're getting denied and you have these inquiries and you're getting denied, then that can red flag you. But if you're getting approved, no, pedal to the metal, go to it, go all the way full throttle. I hope I answered that question. So to answer, let me kind of take a step back. So thing number one, when applying for business credit, no, it is not a red flag as long as you're within that 30-day window, making sure that you do pedal to the metal, okay? Get as much as you can. Thing number two, if you're getting denied and then you're applying and you're getting denied, yes, because now you're getting red flagged and they're wondering why you keep getting denied. But if you're getting approved, no, it does not negatively affect. I hope I answered that question. Now, does having multiple different types of credit help your profile? Absolutely. If you look at the tier 2 credit and tier 3 credit, and I'm not going to bring up the course. I'm not going to bring up the course with all these thieves that's be watching me. In that course, Makita, in the lesson, I show you the different underwriting guidelines for the different lenders and you see the requirements. The reason why those requirements are there because it tells you the types of loans you need to have and the types of profile, how your profile should be built out so that you can get approved for some of those larger universal unsecured credit cards, unsecured MasterCards, and those type of things. So to answer your question, yes, it does positively affect you. And there comes a time in your development that you're going to have more than just 80 Paydex and 4 accounts reporting if you're wanting to build more long-term credit? Very good question, Marquita. Thank you so much for your patience. So Reggie says, he went and obtained a police report because someone stole my identity and filed taxes in my name a couple of years ago. I know I have to dispute with each bureau, but am I disputing each item also? And I have already begun the dispute process prior to this. All right, Reggie. So if you, I'm sorry, guys, my mouse is talking to my computer. I think the battery's about to die. And so that's the reason why that sound, I don't know if you guys hear that sound or not. So to answer your question, first thing is I'm glad that you did go get that police report. Yes, you want to dispute everything. You want to dispute everything individually. And yes, you have started the dispute process. When you start the dispute process, if you go, you have to physically log into Experian, physically log into Equifax, and physically log into TransUnion to each profile. Don't use a third party site. Don't use Credit Check Total. Don't use Credit Karma. You need to physically go to each individual credit bureau. Create a free profile. It's free, doesn't cost you anything at all. Once you create this free profile, it'll tell you what is in the process of being disputed. If it falls off, great. There's nothing else for you to do. If it does not fall off, then you need to go through the steps that I teach in the dispute and discuss lesson and utilize your police report to expedite everything. So I hope I answered that question for you. All right, let's go to the next question. The next question is Dominique says, if you finance a truck under your business name but with a personal guarantee, does the balance of the truck show up on your personal credit report, or is it like a cosigner? Dominique, that's a very good question. I really want to come on screen for this, but I don't want to lose my place. I'm about to come on screen for this because I got to teach this. This is very good, very, very important. All right, give me a second. I'm about to come on screen for this one. All right. So to answer your question, Dominique, it depends on the lender. Um, it depends on the lender. And it depends on the type of lease that you have. Do you have a walkaway lease? Or do you have a dollar bill lease? Or do you have a lease that has a balloon payment? It depends. It depends on if you have a 50/50 lease, so where it's also 50 maintenance as well. So it depends on the type of lease that you have. Majority, if in my course, because you're enrolled into my course, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you do a lease where it does not report to your personal credit at all. However, majority of the time, if it does report to your credit, it does show up as a co-signer situation. However, there are so many different lenders that you're connected with because you're enrolled into my course, where they'll give you funding in your business name and it doesn't show up on your personal credit at all. And their terms, though, okay, their terms are a little higher, but it's okay though if you're making money. You don't want to be penny wise and dollar foolish. However, if your business is set up, established and is doing very well, there are some that will check your credit and they will not put it on your credit as if it's a loan in your name. They will only put it on your credit if you default. So you can do a personal guarantee and they will only attach it to your credit and they only report to your credit if you default. If you never default, then you're fine. And some of those have better terms than the ones that don't report on your credit at all. It's the ones that have the risk of reporting that give you the better terms. And then of course there's some that does report to your personal credit and that they have some of the better terms as well. But I mean, if you think about it, an extra $75 so that it doesn't report on your credit is worth it, in my opinion, because of where I'm going and I'm in the building stage. That's just my 2 cents on that. So that's the best way to answer your question. It depends on the lender. And if you're doing this starting out, make sure that you go through the course in grave detail, schedule time with me, and also make sure you're here at these free consultings that I do every Tuesday so that I can make sure that I position you the right way so that you can get with the lenders that will allow you to get the funding without having to tie up your personal credit. Okay. So let's get back to this. Let me get back to answering these questions, guys. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Almost done. And I am tired. Sheesh. Y'all done pulled all type of manna out of me. Y'all done pulled all type of manna out of me. We done went to talking tonight. I like it though. I love it. I want more of it. Very grateful to have you guys into my circle and be able to educate, empower, and teach truth to power to you guys. Who was that? All right, that was Dominique that asked the question, if you finance a truck. All right, so Brendan says, if I have a Forex trading account, how would I route the profits from the account through my LLC to take advantage of the pass-through tax being lower? So what you would need to do, Brandon, is make sure that you build up your business. The way you do it is just build up your business, have a business checking account. And when you do your withdrawals from whoever you're trading with, deposit into your business account. It's business income. That's how you would do that. Don't do anything in your personal name because you have a business. And I would suggest that it be a holding company. That's just my 2 cents. And then you're good. You're good to go. So just make sure that you put everything in your business name. When you do your direct deposit it into your business account. And then you're good to go. And you have it as business income. Hope I answered that question. All right. Come on, computer, stop this. So um, Sydney says, do I have to get a fictitious name for my business after I get my LLC? And I would like you to talk about trade lines for personal business, please. So Sydney, you said something that's kind of oxymoronic. So the first thing you said was, hold on, go back. Okay. So the first thing you said is, do I have to do a fictitious name? No, you do not have to do a fictitious name for your LLC. All you need is how your name is going to be. All right. So if whatever your name is, that is how your name is going to be. You do not have to do a fictitious name. Now, when you said something that was kind of oxymoronic, and I'm not saying this to talk down, I'm just looking at it. There's a such thing as business trade lines and a such thing as personal trade lines. So you just asked for both of those. And to be honest, I don't have the energy cipher to answer, but to answer your question, yes, you can purchase trade lines for personal and you can purchase trade lines for business. I hope I answered your question. But yes, so first, no, you don't have to have a fictitious name when you create your LLC. As long as you create your LLC the proper way, it can be whatever you want to name it. And then two, yes, you can purchase personal trade lines, and yes, you can purchase business trade lines. I hope I answered that question. Davies happens to be passive income trucker, and he's also the video that's going to drop on Thursday. This is him talking about his experience with us. Scott Davies says, can I still be a part of the Facebook group since I am also in the mentorship group? I understand the course is a no, but would still like to be here since I'm paying for the next level. Thanks, Dean. So Scott Davies, guys, has been with me for over a year. And when you guys listen to his video testimonial, he's going to talk about, how he was able to accumulate so much going through a bankruptcy. And so his year has expired. Guys, I got to get on screen for this, okay? Hold on for a second. I got to get on screen for this. Oh, this is really irritating me. This mouse is irritating me. And also, I'm irritated as well because I'm tired. It's late. So, make sure that you guys subscribe. Let's do that one more time, guys. Let's not let that situation go. If you're watching this for the first time, make sure you subscribe. And the reason why I am doing this and I'm being so transparent, this is what I do on Tuesday. I always do this, but the reason why I'm doing this publicly is because we hit 14,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you so much for that. But nevertheless, so my course is school. DCFI Online stands for e.DeanCole Financial Institute Online. This is an online learning institute. So even though it's online, we still conduct things as if you were in a regular brick and mortar institute. There was a young lady that was watching the lives and she was participating and she was paying her tuition faithfully every single month. and she didn't take any other courses. And a month before um, her enrollment was up, she was like, "Okay, I'm ready to start taking the courses." Well, you don't have access to them anymore. And she's like, "I don't understand. How is that possible? I paid." You have access for 12 months. Okay. Just like, okay, this is an online learning institute. You're able to save the content, you're able to watch the videos, you're able to print everything out when you have access to it. Just like if you go to a hotel, you can go to a hotel. Most of you guys during Freaknik or whatever, y'all go to Biker Weekend and y'all go to New Orleans, y'all know. Or even if you go on a cruise, if you're going to have a good time and party, you can pay for a room and not be in that room at all. You can pay to be in that room for 3 days. But how many of you know on that third day, I don't care if you never slept in that room at all, but when it's time to check out, they're going to say, okay, you need to check out. But people say, well, I wasn't in the room for 3 days. Are they going to kick you out, or are they going to tell you that you're going to have to pay for another 3 days? I want you guys to participate in this, okay? What are they going to do? If they're going to let you stay, I want you to say if they're gonna let you stay, I want you to say stay. If you believe that if you book a hotel room for 3 days, even though for 2 of those days you was party hardy, loosey booty, you was having a good time, you come back to your room to sleep. On that third day, are they gonna kick you out saying that you have to check out, or are they gonna say, oh well, you paid for 3 days, but you only used one of them? Here's another 2 days. If they're gonna let you stay, say stay. If they're gonna kick you out, I want you to say kick out. All right. I want you to say kick out. All right. So Money Mike Slick Will say get out. All right. Mr. Jack says kicked out quick. Archie say pay. All right. Alex Express says kick out. All right. Money Mike Slick Will says kick out. Jamila Freeman says kick out. Reggie says kick out. Basically, it's kick out. That's what they're going to do. They're going to kick you out. Every single place you can rent a beautiful home on an apartment complex. You have a 12-month lease. If you don't renew your lease, I don't care if you stay with your girlfriend or you stay with your boyfriend. Your lease is up. Guess what? You got to go. All right. Let's do an institute, school. And everybody don't go to college. If you go to college and you have access to the classes and the classroom, and you have access for a year, and you play around, you pledge, and you know what I'm saying, you throwing up the yo, or you throwing up the hooks, or you blue flying, whatever it is, you might be ice cold, you know what I'm saying, like a freight train to all the Greek fam out there, whatever it is, say you do that and you're at the last month and you're at the end. If you don't pay, you gotta go. So I said all of that to say this. So Scott Davies, specifically for him, because he is enrolled in our executive coaching, yes, you have access because you are enrolled into our executive coaching for another year. However, once your 12 months is up with us, unless you renew, you don't have access to the private Facebook group. You don't have access to the courses. You don't have access to the discount for consulting unless you re-enroll. If you guys understand that and you believe that's fair, I want you to say it's fair. If you think that I'm dead wrong, and if you think that I should let people stay even though they didn't pay, I want you to say dead wrong. Now let's talk about it, okay? If you think it's fair, and even if you're watching this on the replay, all right? If you're watching this on the replay, and I want you to participate as well. Like a majority of the content that I do, like I said, 95% of the content I do because of your interactions. All right. Speaking of that, we have 147 people with the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I know we lost a lot of people because it's late. All right. So Slick will say that's fair. Alex Express says that's fair. All right. Mr. Jock says it's fair. All right. Natasha says fair 100. All right. Reggie says it's fair. Thank you for participating. So basically, yes, to answer your question, but to answer your question specifically for you, Scott Davies, because you are enrolled into the executive coaching. Scott enrolled into the executive coaching because one, he qualified, and two, he got the open enrollment. The executive coaching is not available right now. Okay. So because for you, Scott, specifically, yes, you do have access because you are enrolled, but that's only for individuals that have access. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are enrolled for another 12 months into that other program. But if you were not, no, you do not have access to this. Like people say, oh, Dean, I want to have access to the Facebook group. I've gone through this and the third. But listen, it is fair. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? This is business. Even though we use social media to stay in contact, and even though we use social media for marketing, this is a 100% business. Okay. Um, and I handle this like a business. And for a lot of people that are just pretenders and people that sit at their dining room table talking out of their ears, and they do it for likes and for clicks, it doesn't matter for them. But it matters for me because this is showing 100% legit business. You understand what I'm saying? But yes, Scott. So to answer your question, Scott, yes, you do have access because you are enrolled into the executive coaching. But if you were not, in order to continue to have access to this and to the material, you would have to re-enroll into the startup coaching. But you've graduated from the startup coaching, and we're going to hear about that on Thursday. So very good on you. All right. So Sydney says, hey, Dean, I have a lot of simple questions to ask you. So please let me have an hour appointment to discuss my issues with you. Okay, Sydney, you're able to schedule. Today is Tuesday. I am taking consultations on Thursday, and I have a special late consultation tomorrow. I just thought about that. I have a special late consultation tomorrow. Oh, what time? I think that thing is 6 o'clock. I'm thinking out loud, guys. I'm tired. But to answer your question, yes, if you would like to schedule a one-on-one consultation, because you're enrolled into the course, it's $150 an hour. And I need to come on the screen for this, guys. I know I gotta keep going back and forth. Okay, I gotta come on the screen for this, guys. Okay. So there has been a change in the structure. All right. I know that I have 750 videos up, and if you notice, prices change based on demand. So I have to say this publicly, okay? As a consultant, if you want to hire me for one-on-one consulting, if you are a student of DCFI online, let me go back to it. Boom. If you are a student of that, perfect example. Boom, right there. If you are a student of DCFI online, my prices for consulting is the same: $150 an hour. For a strategy session, it's, I think, $650 off the top of my head, $600 off the top of my head. I'm tired, guys. I'm exhausted. However, for non-students, if you are a non-student of DC, boom, there you go again. If you are a non-student of DCFI Online and you want to do an hour consultation, I charge $250 an hour for over the phone. I know originally I was charging $250 an hour in person. However, now if you're a non-student, it's $250 an hour if you want to do one-on-one consulting. If you want to do a 5-hour strategy session, you'll save $250 and it's $1,000 to do a 5-hour strategy session. This is over the phone. We are doing a moratorium on in-office consulting right now because of the project that we got going on with the television show and the projects we got going on with the speaking engagements. We're doing a moratorium on in-office consulting right now. I have to work remotely a lot right now. But for one-on-one consulting, if you are a non-student enrolled in the DCFI Online, you can. It's $250 an hour. Or a 5-hour strategy session, you save $250 because you pay $1,000. Okay. Or if you are a student of DCFI Online, you get the same. The price is the same, $150 an hour. If you want to do a one-on-one consulting with me, okay. But I needed to come on screen to share that so that you guys know. All right. All right, guys. Let me hurry up and finish this. I'm almost done. I am exhausted, guys. I am almost done. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, boy. Woo! You hear me? I'm gonna sleep good tonight. All right. So Sydney, if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation, call the office. Call the office number, and when you call the office number, before you get to the automated system, when you call the office number, hit option number 3. that'll take you directly to accounts receivables. And then you'll get on my calendar and you can schedule that one-on-one consultation with me. All right. Craig says, good evening, Dean. Can you please speak on the difference between starting a holding company rather than a regular LLC? Procedurally. All right, Craig. That's a very good question. Let me come on the screen for that. Okay. So a lot of people, I talk about a holding company. That's a very hot topic. I think the reason why I talk about holding companies is because a lot of you guys are asking me about holding companies. Let me tell you guys what a holding company is. A holding company is nothing different than any other company. Let me give you an example. If my business was Cupcakes Are Us, which is the reason why I tell people not to marginalize yourself with your business name, pigeonhole yourself. Cupcakes Are Us will have a hard time being a holding company because Cupcakes is in the name. Before I get going too deep in this, if you understand that, I want you to say understood. Don't say got it. Don't say understand. Say understood. If you understand that. If your business name is Cupcakes International, I don't even know what I just said. I'm tired. Just say Cupcakes International. You're going to, anybody that's going to look at that, going to read that, are going to assume that you have something to do with cupcakes. If you understand that, I want you to say understood. Okay. Let's do a temperature check with this. All right. I want you to say understood. All right. Thank you so much, Archie, for participating. All right. Reggie, thanks for participating. Understood. A. Brown says, thank you for participating. It's understood. All right. Razilla Soy 5 says understood. Alex Express says understood. Audience B says understood. I mean, Judine B, I'm sorry. I was playing tricks on me. Understood. Thank you for participating. Y'all the only ones that's right here with me. Everybody else done fell asleep. I know it's super long, guys. But hey, we hit 14,000. Okay. All right. B Smooth says understood. Keisha says understood. Fresh Air Brown says understood. Okay, good stuff. He says overstood. Overstood. Fresh Air Brown says overstood. Overstood. Okay, stay woke. I appreciate that. Overstood. So that's the mistake that a lot of people make. All right. Now, when you're doing a holding company, and most people think the top two holding, and I think one of the reasons why holding companies are so popular right now is because of Gary Vee. He's very public about his holding company. But I don't even know what Gary Vee's holding company name is right now because I'm exhausted. I'm just going to go with the number one that I can think of is Berkshire Hathaway. What in the world is Berkshire Hathaway? If you did not know, matter of fact, let's do a temperature check and let's find out. Let's see. If you have ever heard of Berkshire Hathaway, I want you to say heard of it. Just say heard. Just say heard. If you've heard of Berkshire Hathaway, I want you to say heard. If you've never heard of Berkshire Hathaway, I want you to say never have, okay? If you've heard, I want you to say heard. If you've never heard of Berkshire Hathaway, I want you to say never have. 2 words, never have. If you've heard, I want you to say heard. If you've never had, say never have. Most people, most millennials might not know. Great. Most millennials might not know might not know nothing about Berkshire Hathaway. A lot of people outside of the United States of America might not know Berkshire Hathaway at all. They might not know. Let's see. And I don't want, let's see if there's anybody. So for instance, Be Smooth says never have. All right. Go Do It Right says never have. Dwight McKenzie says never have. All right. So Rozilla Spy 5 says never have. Keisha Keller says never have. Keena Mina, dope name. Keena Mina says never have. All right. Patrick says Geico. Absolutely. All right. Novi Palm says never have. D Fernandez says never have. Prime example. Most people don't know Berkshire Hathaway, but all those people that says never have, how many of you guys know who Warren Buffett is? So all of the same people, just the people that participated said never have. If you know who Warren Buffett is, I want you to say, oh, 3 O's, 2 H's. All right. If you said never have, even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate as if you're watching live. I want you to make a mind muscle connection with this content. It's going to help you to retain it. It's going to help you to utilize it and help you recall it when you are in the situation when you need it. So say, oh, for all the ones that said never have, but you know who Warren Buffett, or you've heard of Warren Buffett, even if you just know Warren Buffett is the old white guy that was sitting down next to Jay-Z, if that is what you know or who you know, I want you to say, oh, give me 3 O's and 2 H's, okay? All right, only the people that said never have, okay? So Kina Mina says, oh, the white says, oh, Goldie says, oh, okay, prime example, boom. So that being said, that's the best way to describe that. It's the exact same thing. What a holding company is, the best way to describe it, the way that you build a holding company is that you build up a business, and that business is very has ambiguity, very ambiguous in its name. So that way it can do whatever. That's the best bones way to describe. It's the exact same steps, it's the exact same principles, it's the exact same thing. The only difference is Cupcakes International, you're going to assume what Cupcakes International is. Let me give you an example. Coca-Cola Company. Everybody know Coca-Cola Company. But what is Coca-Cola if you didn't know what the product was? Or another one is Procter and Gamble. But I ain't going to go through all of that. I just hit a home run with the Berkshire Hathaway thing. Let me stay on track so that I can finish this and get back to it. All right, guys. So let's get back to it. All right. All right. Doom, what did I leave off at? I'm almost at the end. All right. Tiffany Rankin says, I have 5 accounts reporting negatively on my credit report and a bunch of old addresses and employers. Do I dispute all of this at the same time with the capital S, capital A, capital M, capital E? Or do I do it one at a time? That's a very good question. So, Tiffany, to answer your question, yes, you hit it hard and you hit it fast. You hit all of them at the same time. You dispute everything all at the same time. Because what happens is that every time you dispute, you have 30 days for you to get your response back. So the mistake that some people make is that they piecemeal, or they do it every little bit, drop a little bit here, drop a little bit there. That's not how you get the best results. The best results is to sit down, you know what I'm saying, and one day, one afternoon, do everything. Now, the cool thing about it is that the employee information, that address information, you can do that instantly. You just have to go through and edit those. Now, you are going to have to if you look on the video that I did 2 videos ago. There's a matter of fact, you're in the private Facebook group, so you have access to it. So if you're not in the private Facebook group, I'm tripping. You're enrolled into my course. I'm tripping. Under the section that says dispute and discuss, you have hyperlinks that'll take you directly to where you're supposed to go. So we take the guesswork out of it for you. Click that hyperlink. It's going to take you directly to Equifax dispute. It's going to take you directly to Experian dispute. It's going to take you directly to TransUnion dispute, so that you can dispute specifically with them. The cool thing is that once you create accounts, you start your online dispute process, but also right then and there, you can just click edit to remove that old stuff. I hope I answered that question. Let's go to the next one. So Japito says, would a holding company be the best method to receive large payments from clients as opposed to a merchant account? What is the best merchant account a business can use to avoid delays in the funds released? Thank you. All right, Pito, to answer your question, once again, a holding company is nothing but a business. Just think about if it's whatever. So yes, you need to have your funds go to your business account to show for business income. A merchant account means that someone is paying you with credit cards. There's a lot of different companies, depending on what your business is. High risk is going to be very difficult, and there's different high risk levels. Let me come on screen for this. I'm about to. Okay. Okay, so there are different high risk levels. So when we talk about high risk and we talk about red flags, things like the trucking industry, things like collection agencies, things like, um, oh, a good one. This is a perfect oxymoronic description. Liquor stores and, yeah, liquor stores. Liquor stores are considered high risk for the funding side, but on the merchant side, they love liquor stores. It's not considered high risk at all. So every industry has different definition of high risk. Um, Strip clubs, most strip clubs are holding companies. Most people don't know this, but most strip clubs, if you ever go to an adult entertainment store, you go to a strip club, or even a nightclub, most nightclubs are holding companies. The reason why they're holding companies is because they build up the business, they build it up, and then they do a permit to open up that physical brick and mortar in a location. The reason why they do that is because if they say Starship Enterprise wants to open up a store on the corner of 59th and Weston, then during the council meeting, they're going to vote against it. But if JG Enterprise wants to open up a storefront location, they don't know what JG Enterprise. Okay, JG Enterprise seems like a stand-up location. Yes, let's go ahead and give them approval. Now JG Enterprise moves in. JG Enterprise doing business as Starship Enterprise. So just whatever. So I said all of that to say that's so there's different definitions of high risk when we talk about high risk. So for merchant accounts and merchant services, it depends. Now, as far as delays go, depending on your average ticket, your average ticket is what you take in, and what you process through is going to determine. But in most cases, it shouldn't take you any more. If it's a work day, it shouldn't take you any more than 48 hours to receive your funds in most cases. And they call it batch out. And especially if you have a daily batch. If you have a daily batch, it shouldn't take no more than 48 hours if it's a work day. Sometimes on the weekends, things might get held up for the next business day. But to answer which is the best is going to determine on your industry, because I might say one company is good, but your business might be a high risk business, not for banking and finance, but it might be high risk for credit card processing. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, I want you to say makes sense. All of you guys that are watching right now, if that makes sense, I want you to say makes sense, because it's not high risk, are different levels. Okay. If that makes sense, I want you to say makes sense. All right. Chris says understood. Okay. All right. So Alex Express says makes sense. Thanks so much for participating, Alex. Yep. So makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Reggie says makes sense. Thank you for participating. Money Mike Slick Will says makes sense. Thank you so much for participating. All right. Let me go ahead. I'm almost done. And I'm giving you guys full throttle tonight. I'm giving you guys the best of me. Woo, I'm going to sleep so good tonight. You hear me? Oh, I'm going to sleep so good tonight. Oh, I'm going to sleep good tonight. Um, all right. So the next question is from Maurice says, "Hey Dean, thanks so much for the knowledge. After I get my first 5 starter vendor accounts going, do I need to continue to use the accounts monthly, or is the time good enough? Or is one time good enough?" That's a very good question. So to answer your question, Maurice, oh, yes and no. I'm not going to come on screen for this one. So Maurice, once you have an 80 Paydex, that's all you need. Just get an 80 Paydex with 5 payment experiences. Your payment experiences do not go away on Dun and Bradstreet if you don't use it. However, with Experian, if you don't use it, you lose it, okay? But the cool thing about it is that the primary source of business credit and business monitoring is Dun and Bradstreet. So you're fine. There are some lenders that want to look at your Experian and they want to see some utilization. Now, the cool thing about it is after you get your starter vendors, majority of the time, because of different underwriting guidelines, you got to have 2,500 reporting, 5,000 reporting, different ones. If you're new to the course, there's going to be a section that you have access to that says tier 2 that spells all of this out. But all things being equal, the cool thing about it is that once you get to, Amazon and Dell, and once you get to Universal MasterCard and all this other cool stuff, you're going to want to use those because those are revolving and they do report to Experian as well. So the cool thing about it is that once you use those, the more you use those, the more you're going to want to use them. So to answer your question, no. Once you have them, you don't have to use them continuously for vendor accounts. However, for business development to get to higher tiers, you might want to because of certain minimum underwriting criteria in order to be approved. I hope I answered your question. I hope I answered your question. I'm almost at the end, guys. I think 4 more and I am done for the night. So T. Lee says, good evening, Dean. I hope all is well, King. I am trying to open up a skating rink with my brother in Georgia. He lives in Georgia and I live in Florida. What would be the best steps I need to take to do this, sir? Thanks for answering my question. So T. Lee or TL, say T. The best thing for you to do this will be to go the route that I said about the holding company. If it's you and your brother, I suggest, just for hypothetical speaking, I like the name Celeste. I can't read this. I just say Celeste. If your last name is Celeste, I can't read this, guys. I'm tired. What's this? I just say Celeste. I'm tired. I ain't gonna fake the funk, guys. So let's just say your name is Celeste. Your last name is Celeste. Celeste Holdings, or Celeste Group, or Celeste Legacy Group, or Celeste Enterprises, or whatever you want to do. Something really cool. All right. What you do is establish yourself as a legitimate business, a LLC. You need to be a LLC with a skating rink, because the LLC stands for limited liability company. Because somebody think they know how to skate, they're gonna go try to impress Big Booty Judy, slip, fall, break themselves, hurt themselves. You need to be protected. So you build that up. Create Celeste Enterprises LLC. After you create Celeste Enterprises LLC, you now begin the process of building business credit for Celeste Enterprises LLC. You ain't signed no lease. You ain't leased no skate. You have not made not one marketing material other than your website. However, you can easily build up to $100,000 in your business name. Once you have built some things up, I strongly suggest that you have up some reserves for at least 5 to 6 months, depending on where you're going to get your old warehouse, or where you're going to get your skating rink. If you're going to purchase an older skating rink, or I don't even suggest you purchase an older skating rink. I actually suggest that you, depending on the situation, because you might even want to build one. But ideally, just starting out, I suggest that you rent one. So let's say, for instance, if you rent a skating rink and it's costing you $2,000 in rent, you will need $12,000 in reserves. Well, that's easy, because in my course, you're guaranteed at least $20,000, as well as, like I said, I just told you how you can get up to $100,000, and you can do that with one business credit card and use that for your reserves. That's the short and simple way that I suggest that you do it. I hope I answered your question, and I apologize if I said your name wrong, if I offended you. I'm tired. I charge it to my head, not my heart. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so Roderick says, come on, boom. So Roderick says, oh, I'm at the end. So Roderick says, hey, Dean, on the Shell application about your section, on the About You section, it says you have to be in business for 3 years and 1 million in sales to not PG this line of credit. Can this be stated income? Otherwise, you have to PG it? That's a very good question, Roderick. So to answer your question, yes and no. So yes, they're saying that you need to be in business for 3 years for them. And that's okay. I mean, there are different ways you can get around that, but for Shell, they want you to be in business for 3 years. That's one of Shell's specific underwriting guidelines. So to answer your question, yeah, They're going to check your Secretary of State and they're going to make sure that you have been incorporating. This is important because I have a lot of people say, well, I've been in business for 30 years and I just been driving trucks and I've been in business for 30 years and I just doing what I'm doing. Golly. Okay, cool. You've been in business for 30 years. Great. Let's go ahead. What's the name of your business? Oh, well, the name of my business, I hadn't figured it out yet. Well, sir, I thought you were in business for 30 years. Yeah, I've been doing business for 30 years, but, I just been using my personal checking account and, golly, they just pay me under the table and I'm a businessman. I'm a business owner. 30 years. I'm proud of it too. Done sent my 4 kids through school, being a business owner for 30 years. Proud of it. Okay, sir. Well, unfortunately, in the eyes of banking and finance, you do not own a business. You don't have a legitimate business. Now, you are a great employee. You're a great independent contractor, but you don't have an LLC. You don't have a C corp. You don't have an S corp. You have a sole proprietorship, and that sole proprietorship is a fictitious name under yourself for doing business as, and that does not count. So for them specifically, they want to see you have your articles of incorporation, whether it be a limited liability company or a C corporation, S corporation, whatever it is you want to be, for at least 3 years for them. Second part of your question is the income stated? Yes. The income is stated, and I'm not going to teach on what stated income is versus verified income for 2 reasons. One, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And the second reason, because I'm doing this on YouTube. But you guys know how I get down in the private Facebook group. So I hope I answered your question, Roderick. All right, so Floyd says, can I start applying for cash cards like Amex, Visa, MasterCard now since I have 18 trade lines on DMB, 13 on Experian? Absolutely, Floyd. Congratulations. So matter of fact, that's a perfect way to end it, guys, because he is my last question. Any question after that is just participation. So that is awesome. So on that note, guys, if you're watching this and you are with me till the end, I want you to give Floyd a big round of applause. I want you to tap that, give him 5. Matter of fact, if you're bold enough, give him out. Just keep giving him 10. Give him 10 thumbs up because that is phenomenal. The reason why this was a perfect ending to this, because Floyd Houston has been with me for a year as well. And Floyd has done a phenomenal job. We've gotten Floyd a good amount of funding. And so that is a very phenomenal way to end this session, our Q&A session. So all of you guys that are watching right now, even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to get 10 and I want you to count them. Give that man 10 thumbs up. So congratulations to you, Floyd. You've done a phenomenal job. And yes, absolutely, you are where you need to be. Especially because of credit mirroring, because I know that you have some trade line situations that you purchased from us as well. So yes, you are absolutely where you need to be. And now it's time for you to take it to Amex, Discover MasterCard. So I want you guys to tap that thumbs up button for Floyd. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for everything, Grant. Thank you for participating. Alex Express, thank you for participating. Reggie, thank you for participating. Rosilla, thank you for participating. Dwight, Mackenzie, thank you for participating. Judine B, thank you so much for participating. Keena Mina, thank you for participating. Mr. Jock 420, thank you so much for participating. So nevertheless, guys, I said all of that to say that's a prime example. So the person, I don't remember if it was a young lady or a young man at this point. I'm exhausted. Ask the question: do you have to have 10 trade lines reporting? Yes, not payment experiences, but reporting. But look, Floyd has been one of the individuals that has gotten down and stayed down. He's put his nose to the grindstone. Floyd has had multiple one-on-one consulting with me. So not only is he enrolled into the course, he has invested more time and done one-on-one consulting. He's gotten trade lines. He's invested into his business. Yes, you can easily be there with Floyd as well. Absolutely, 100% positively you can. And so I said all of that to say that that is a prime example for the person that asked that question. And a lot of people think it's impossible. The reason why is because people perish for lack of knowledge and they don't know. And I understand that. I get that they don't know that. And I get that. I understand that. But yes, it's possible. And it is possible. And in my course, I teach you step by step how to do it. But nevertheless, guys, I'm exhausted and I'm tired. And I hope that you like this. I hope that this content was valuable. I hope you found this content valuable. I really do hope you find it valuable. Listen, share this content, okay? Share this. I want you to share this on Facebook. I want you to share this on Instagram. I want you to share this. How can you share this on Instagram? Take a screenshot at me, video record it, screen record at me. Share this. Also share it in a group text. Share this in all of your private groups. I want you to share it. And if you agree with me, comment below and tell me you agree with me. If you thought that I was dead wrong for kicking that guy out of my course live, let me know if I was wrong. If you agree with me for kicking him out of my course live, let me know in the comments. So let's have a discussion about this. But guys, the reason why I went so long and I gave you guys my all is because we hit 14,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And it just kind of, I don't know, it just came from out of nowhere. I was not even expecting it. It just like, boom, I looked at like 14,000, and when I did the screenshot, I think it was like 14,014 or something crazy like that. But nevertheless, guys, thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for standing tough with me, standing strong. I speak a blessing over every one of you guys that's stayed with this long video, even if you're watching this on the replay. Believe you received this because you invested into yourself, because you invested into your future. You will reap a 100-fold harvest. I speak that blessing over you. And remember, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you don't know them, meet them. If you don't know it, learn it. If you don't have the discipline, develop it. The only person stopping you from being successful is you. Every closed eye ain't sleep, and every sleep eye ain't closed. Stay woke. Go get them. Success is waiting for you.